Going live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Okay. So, I know it's early as fuck. I mean, it's 10:30 for me, so I know Eastern is like 9 a.m. So really only my like European friends are up right now. Probably. It's also a weekday, so people are probably at work. like any doofy fucking viewer works, let's be honest. Doofy might have the highest unemployment rate among his viewers of like any YouTube channel. But okay, for real. I actually started ranking my top 50 anime and manga last night. But like a dumbass, I forgot to save the document, so I'm doing it again. Also, I felt like I was kind of cheating last night because I was kind of like cross-referencing my old top 100. I feel like that was kind of influencing how I was ranking things. I really just want to go into this and be like, these are my these are like my top 50 right now, trying to be transparent and like open and honest and not like lie and not be influenced by, you know, other things. Can you rank the new TCG ban list? I can, but I don't play the TCG. I play Master Duel. So I'm like behind the times. I don't even know the relevance of the new ban list. Uh, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG ban list. Holy shit, Papa Traffy, welcome, brother. Glad to have you. Yeah, I don't even like. I wouldn't even know the significance of any of these cards, Chip, because I ain't playing TCG like that. I think one of the cash tiers got like unlimited, which irritates me because I'm sure they're not an issue in the TCG anymore. But good lord, every time I see cash tier on Master Duel, I almost fucking instantly scoop. Yeah, it is like OCG and TCG combined. I like it though, because I like playing Maxi. I don't care. I think it's a cool card. All right, fuck the haters. But my morning's going good. I got up like 8:30, and then I drove my fiance to work, and then now also I just did a COVID test because also I never mentioned this. I had COVID. I was dealing with that during fucking exam season, which was literally the worst. But the test is negative, and I took two of them. I took one yesterday as well, so officially COVID free, but still coughing like a motherfucker. So hopefully I don't rip your guys' eardrums. How's your guys' morning going? Um, you hate Tearlament? I don't feel like they're that bad, to be honest, Tearlament. I hate cash like so bad. But I also play hero and I have like no negates, so unless I go like full combo, I pretty much lose to a lot of meta decks, so you know how we ball. Anyways, I'm getting a warning from YouTube saying that my current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. So I don't know how we are feeling about that. How's the quality, chat? Are we tanking? Does it sound like shit? It's like, good morning, creamzy. Glad to have you, brother. Limit was like tier 0 in the TCG and it was really poopy. Yeah, I can imagine that. Anything tier 0 is pretty poopy. Okay, the reason I've gathered you all here today is because we're doing the top 50 for real this time. Honest and genuine top 50. No more agendas, no more, you know, no more wanting to have One Piece low because that's my personality. We're going to put One Piece where it belongs, okay? Spoiler, it's probably in the top 50, okay? One Piece is probably in the top 50. I said it. Um, it sounds like Snowball at 5 a.m. in the morning. Sorry, there's like a little heart covering up part of the chat. And it's very irritating. I wish I can get rid of that. Sounds like Snowball at 5 in the morning. What's he doing up at 5 in the morning? The fucking freak. Yo, what up, Valen? Glad to have you, brother. Okay, I'm hopping in this shit. You guys can how do I get rid of this chip? Do you know? Sorry, I seriously I haven't streamed in so long. The interface is like objectively the same, but there's so many more features. I can do pop out chat. Sorry, Boomer figuring out how to work a live stream again. You got to go in your settings. Yeah, fuck all that, bro. All right, I made the chat bigger so it's not blocking anything anymore. Okay, top 50. This is our plan, folks. Okay, we're gonna go anime list, and we're gonna just write down the names of shit that's a 10, and then we're gonna put them into a category, and then we'll sort internally, and then we'll combine all the categories, and then we ball. So Bleach better be number 34. I got bad news for you. I've got bad news for you. Because if we're just like glancing at my rankings for anime, I mean OG Bleach is already at a 9. That puts it in like the top like 15% of series that I've seen. So it's probably higher than 34. Okay, this is how we're doing it. Tens. I'm not even changing the font. We're going default. So Attack on Titan, anime and manga, by the way. Damn, the top 100 becoming a two-parter. I can't, like, I tried to do the top 100 so many times, and it's so painstaking to distinguish between a lot of the eights. It's like, the highest eight versus the lowest eight, the difference isn't substantial enough where that I feel I can really rank them in a satisfying way, you know what I mean? Any hentai? I mean, yeah, actually, unironically, there is one series that could be considered a hentai in, like, the top 5. No, top 15, sorry. Okay, my chat didn't break. Okay, glad to hear. Okay, tens, Attack on Titan, anime, and manga. Another thing, by the way, I do like when I make these lists is I kind of like group together franchises. So like, Attack on Titan is every season plus the manga, or we'll see Evangelion later. I'm grouping in like the rebuilds, the original End of Eva, and the manga all into like one entry because like I'm not fucking gonna rank them into, like, I'm not gonna rank, oh, Attack on Titan season 2, that's a 9 out of 10, that's gonna be in the top 20, but Attack on Titan season 3, that might be higher, but season 1 might be like, I'm not doing that shit. That's gonna just be like impossible. um that's, I think, also why I hate ranking like arcs of most anime and manga, because I'm like, I don't like atomizing series that way. I kind of like evaluating the whole and kind of having that grander perspective on it. I could only do it with series that like I think really ask to be ranked that way. So like long running battle shonen. So like ranking Naruto arcs, yeah, sure, I could do that. One Piece, sure, I could do that. But like I see people try to break up like Monster or Full Metal Alchemist into arcs, and I'm like, these just don't feel like they break up very naturally. And like when you kind of atomize it like that, you're really missing a lot of the bigger picture, especially Monster. I mean, I know it has like these little tiny arcs, but it does feel weird to me. Like, oh, we're gonna rank this one part where he's in Berlin for like a week. Like, I don't know. It's strange to me. It's a developing mystery. You really need to have all the parts present at once to really get a sense of the whole. To get a really solid, a really solid evaluation, in my humble opinion. You can't have the Fulberg arc without the Soul Society arc. Okay, that I disagree with, but I I love ranking the arcs of the big three. Like that's the one exception to what I've just said, because it's so fun for whatever reason. It works better, I guess. Yo, he got the phlegm on it. Sorry, I'm not used to yapping so much, so I'm gonna get phlegmy. But anyways, Attack on Titan anime manga 10 out of 10. I'm not gonna say anything more on that. Big three got so many arcs. You're right. You real. And it can have even more arcs depending on how you break it up. I mean, I know some motherfuckers that break up the Soul Society into like 4 parts. Isn't that crazy? I would never do that, but got a cough drop. I do actually have lozenges somewhere. I feel like my cough is pretty good though. Right now, I feel like I'm just yapping a lot, so I got phlegm. But yeah, the 4-part Soul Society, kind of crazy. I won't lie to you. Another one that I understand but I don't like doing is like in One Piece, doing like the war and the post-war, or like Aeneas Lobby and post Aeneas Lobby. Like I understand why they're broken up, but like I feel like it's better to just group them all together. You know what I mean? Like those post arcs are kind of like 10 chapters, right? Why not just tag it on to the end of like the previous arc? Because it still is kind of in like the sphere of Aeneas Lobby or Marineford. You do that with Water. You do that with Water 7. Wait, so I think you, Creams, you kind of grouped Aeneas Lobby and Water 7 together, did you not? And then Chip literally just asked the question. I separated Water 7 and Aeneas Lobby, but I can see why people put them together. It makes sense. It does make sense. It actually is kind of weird to break them up. I might have to. Maybe I'll do a Water 7 reread, and maybe I'll just do a Water 7 reread. There was no greater point to that. Do you break up the Ronka saga? Or is it just the Ronka? I honestly kind of just group it all into the Ronka saga. But I actually feel like a Ronka, like Cream said earlier, is the one you would break up because it's like early Arrancar kind of fucking sucks, but like later Arrancar is like some of my favorite in the series. So it's like maybe that's the one you should break up. But I also feel like if I'm breaking up like Bleach sagas, I might as well break them all up, right? Like, all or nothing. But I do normally just go for the sagas because it's a little more convenient. I consider them the same. I understand why they break them up, though. That's fair. That's fair. I assume you mean like Aeneas Lobby and Water 7. Okay. Beck, anime and manga, both a 10. Now, there will be some exceptions where it's like only the anime or only the manga is here, and, I'll try to designate that. But, I mean, a lot of the 10s, like, I kind of just love the franchise, so. Darker Than Black, also a 10. Anime and manga. So this one's strange because it has two manga. One of them is fucking amazing. The other one is like a shitty, like 2 volume shojo that doesn't really contribute to the main story of Dark. It feels more like a spin-off, and it's not a very well written one at that. But the other one, the 4 volume Shikaku no Hana, that one is fantastic and an excellent contribution to the Darker Than Black world. It explores some of the powers and shit that the anime doesn't get to address, and I really appreciate it for that. Beck's number 3 in the Chip list. Is it? Have you ever read the manga for Beck, Chip? Eden of the East, another one of the East. Anime. Full Metal Alchemist. This one is actually going to be. I'll actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be honest. I do like the original Full Metal. It's different, and it's different in a good way. Like I still obviously prefer Brotherhood. But I've always said that I thought the scenes the original anime adapted them better. So like the funeral and the chimera, like I thought that stuff was so much better in the original because there's just something about that early 2000s animation style where like just the colors are a little less saturated, everything's a little darker. There's like a kind of gritty quality about the animation that I just think was a product of it being produced in that time. It kind of hits a little harder. Um but it does have pacing issues with the canonical content where I think it stretches a lot of things out. It animates some of those like post chapter, what are they called, like those little not actual chapters but like the spin-off gag thingies, like Roy Mustang versus Ed Elric. I don't think that was animated in Brotherhood, but the original anime was really starved for content, so it would fucking animate everything and it would kind of stretch out a little bit. I do like the direction it ends up going. Like I think it's pretty unique, and I really hate that people neglect it a lot. But I mean, personally, I do think that Brotherhood is like qualitatively a bit better than 2003. But I'm gonna group them all together because like I don't really want to have to rank 2003, Full Metal down the list farther. You know what I mean? For me, I don't know. I just consider them the same. That's fair, yeah. Beck rewatch hit hard. Beck rewatch. Oh man, I long for a Beck rewatch. One of my favorite anime. I haven't rewatched it in a long time. OGFMA anime got the best OST as well. Brothers is, yeah, you're kind of right. Did the monkeys better justice? That's fair. Robo Frank Archer is kind of lame though. Okay, yeah. And you have to include the movie too, right? Like when you're talking about OG Full Metal, like you just it's gotta be in there too. What else we got for tens? Gurren Lagann, man, shout out. Naruto. Movie ends the OG. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like crazy to not include that, right? And Yu-Gi-Oh. Now I'm actually gonna once again group together all of the Yu-Gi-Oh here and the manga. Sorry, I forgot this part. Anime manga. Gurren Lagann does actually have a manga. I've never read it, but I bet it sucks. Hate on streaming services. It's damn near impossible to watch the OG FMA. Same with Kenshin 199. Oh, is it really hard to watch the Kenshin anime now on streaming services? It's a shame. I really liked the OG Kenshin anime. I never I didn't watch the last arc because it was filler. I know. Me who comes to the defense of filler so frequently, skipping an arc because it's filler. But I mean what the original Kenshin anime adapted, I thought adapted very well. And I know it's got like the new anime. As far as I know, you can only watch OG Kenshin on Hulu with the dub. Oh damn. The sub is like tremendous for the OG Kenshin anime. Has anybody watched the newer Filler Mafia so unserious? Bro, I die on my filler hill. I die defending filler. Honestly, the last season of the Kenshin show is really, yeah, okay, fair enough. Kind of the impression I got. Like the new Kenshin, but it ain't got the same feel. Yeah, I kind of I get that sense. Like I was excited to see it was getting, you know, a new adaptation, but I don't know. It just didn't look appealing enough to me. You'll die defending nothing. I'll die defending the most important part of the story. Damn it. Okay. Oh, we said Naruto should just became a slice of life anime, and you know what? The filler gives me fucking slice of life Naruto. Damn it, and I love it. Doesn't One Piece have like one famously pretty good filler arc, like G7 or something? Right? Are you trying to get rid of that too, Creams? Come on now. Can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. No. Damn, okay, whatever, fuck you. I'm hyped to see the Jinchu arc, but based off the Saito fight, it's not gonna be as good, at least to me. Yeah, it's such a shame because the Jinchu arc is seriously like one of my favorite arcs in all of manga. Like it's fantastic. Like it's serious. Like my praise for that arc knows no bounds, but it's just a shame that I will not care about the adaptation. Like it's just too late, and it just doesn't look like it's good enough for me to want to watch it. I'll finish my movie Enjoy and shout out Buki. Glad to have you, brother. And you're gonna burn it all, Creams? Damn. Did you even watch? You watched One Piece, dog. You don't even know what quality the One Piece anime might have to offer behind closed doors, okay? So don't you come on here and be talking all that shiz. What do you think of the One Piece remake that's happening? I mean, I'll be frank. I'm not here for it. I wish they weren't doing it, but it's a business decision, and you know, I have to respect a business decision, I guess, at the end of the day. But you know, One Piece is kind of hot right now, coming off that film Red, coming off the live action. New anime fans, for some reason, have this strange aversion towards older animation for whatever reason. Despite, in my humble opinion, East Blue actually looked pretty good in the anime. Like that's what I did actually watch of the One Piece anime. But it's a business decision. It's probably gonna go well. Do I think they're gonna do all of One Piece? I don't know. It's hard to say right now, but I do, brother. The doors are closed for a reason. Damn, you're relentless. You're relentless, dog. Got too much nostalgia for pre-time skip to care for the remake 2000. Yeah, I love 2000s animation. I mean, I also just love the art style of the 2000s. I don't know what it is. Okay, I lack the technical vocabulary to really like identify and grasp what it is I love so much about 2000s animation. But I think it's hella charming. Okay. They remade Yu Yu Hakusho wouldn't look as good as the old show. That's one I stand pretty firmly on. I think any remake of Yu Yu Hakusho could only look worse. I stand pretty firmly on that as well. I hate the modern trend of feeling the need to constantly remake older media. Yeah, I agree, but again, it's just like it's so easy because like everything you need is already there. You have an audience of people who are like foaming at the mouth with nostalgia to get at their favorite things again or experience them in a new way. But can you guys think of an example of like when they redid something and like it was just critically like panned, everyone hated it, nobody watched it, the sales were bad? So I mean, even if like the Kenshin anime, for example, doesn't do amazing, I mean, I'm sure it's still doing pretty damn good, like in the grand scheme of things. What's next on the list? Yes, or I'd be yapping. Sailor Moon Crystal, was that actually like? Did people not like that? I actually I watched like half of it when it was airing, and I fucked with it. Resident Evil 3 is the best example I can think of, but it wasn't received horribly. Okay. And that was just okay, fair enough. Because that's my tense for anime. Should I just do like all the anime to like 8.5 and then do the manga? I think I might do that. Tens, let's do 9.5s. Fuck it, we gotta be consistent, so we'll do numerical. 9.5 for anime, I think, is only Ava. Neon Gen. Oops. This is Evangelion. which is anime and the manga. You know what? I actually had a phase where I thought the ending of the manga was better. Could you believe that? I actually think that the Ava manga is fucking fantastic, and nobody talks about it. I will say, like, maybe the one issue with it is like a part of the fun of the original Ava anime is it's kind of like Ano it's like the Gainax thing, right? It's like Ano's just putting together shit that he likes from like all these old mechas and drawing on his personal experience, and he's making like a very personal anime, and it's fucking awesome. But it doesn't necessarily have a coherent vision outside of just Asano's like no, not Asano, sorry, Ano's like the unity of his vision, which is a pretty unsophisticated unity, if I say so. And so I think like, the consequence of that is like you kind of, as the viewer, has to have to put a lot together yourself and find threads and in some cases sew them together yourself. I think the manga kind of tries to synthesize everything from the anime and make it more digestible to the reader, which can kind of rub some people the wrong way because a lot of what makes Ava good is the kind of work you have to put into it to figure it out. It's like the concept I talked about in the Vagabond video, which is like nuked and you will never get to see. It's the concept of labor, or hermeneutic labor, where it's essentially the amount of work you have to put into something in terms of like to interpret it and like find meaning and whatnot. That work translates into charitability essentially, because the more you work for something, the more of yourself you kind of see in it. You know, you want to get your worth out of all your work you've done, so you're more charitable, and that ultimately reflects in your enjoyment and your evaluation. That's an armchair philosopher's general principle. Obviously, we can probably disprove this with some kind of empirical survey, or if you just feel otherwise, then maybe you're right. But we ball. Shaman King remake, that's a good one actually. I don't think people are loving it. Shaman King fans at least are not loving it. But I mean, it must have been successful enough because they're adapting Flowers now. So, like, if it just flopped and everyone hated it, would Flowers get the adaptation? I don't know. Would it get an adaptation anyways? Maybe. Do whatever you want. Rock on. I had the reverse feeling, but with Death Note, and now I love both endings. That is fair as fuck. I love both Death Note endings. I love the second half of Death Note. I know that's a hot take, but like I love the ending of Death Note. I don't know. Me and my Hinter collection be like, hello Karma, welcome to the chat, brother. Okay, 9.5s. I think that was it. It's just like fucking the Gurren Lagann movies, Eden of the East movie, Dark and the Black OVA, which frankly I could give a 10. Like I thought the Dark and the Black OVA was awesome, but like I really do try to be a little more like restrictive with my 10s. Like I want, if you see a 10 next to something on Doofy's list, it's like, okay, this got that Doofy stamp of approval. So 9s, Attack on Titan, Attack again. Like I'm not going to distinguish those. Barakamon. I really need to read the manga for Barakamon, but I just thought the anime was so charming. Something about the voice acting and the music just really elevated it for me. Bleach also. I actually think with the manga, Bleach is a 9.5, so I'm just gonna put that here. Barakamon is just the anime. I think part 1 is better, but part 2 is great. Nier Mellow, Mikami are all fantastic. Yeah, I mean that's fair. Yeah, I do still think that the first part is better. I can't. I won't try and act otherwise. But the second part, I think, is a great and essential part of the story that shouldn't be neglected. But also, I feel like we're going through this weird phase where anime fans are turning on Death Note, which is just strange to me. Like I see a lot more shit about Death Note than I ever used to. Before, Death Note was just kind of like one of those anime we all watched and assumed was good and just kind of moved on. But now it's like people are kind of like, it's not even that good, to be honest. Mid-Note, you're crazy, brother. The level of disrespect I've seen from new anime fans is insane. People disrespecting Death Note, disrespecting Full Metal. No respect for the OGs, damn it. Kids on the Slope, another one I need to read the manga of eventually. Death Note is a mean 7. Listen. You won't catch me complaining about a 7 out of 10, period. Okay, so. First half Death Note was some of the best fiction of all time. Second half was the worst? Oh my god, he's got that Twitter brain rot, y'all. You can't talk to this kid. Mushishi, anime, and manga. Definitely a strong 9 faux show. I think I have it at an 8.5, so I'm kind of hitting like a median here between the chat opinions, I think. Actual war crime level bad. My genuine thoughts and opinions on that take. Your Lie in April. This one also catches a lot of fucking flack these days. I see people calling it corny and shit, and I'm like, oh my god. Are we even watching the fucking same anime? I'm here to say Eden of the East is an 8 at most. I'm here to say you're wrong. But that's okay. I love hearing doofy opinions because they're always different than mine. Yeah, we do. Hey, I mean, we have some great common ground, at least on Tezuka Works, okay? At least on Tezuka Works. Okay, so that's the anime 9s. 8.5s. This is as far down as we're going to go, I think. Before switching to the manga. Of which there should be more. I think I have more manga rated highly than anime. Your Lie in April getting dragged makes no sense to me, to be honest. Yeah, I don't. I just see people like screenshot different parts of like Kaori's letter, or like different, like in my opinion, pretty emotional moments, and they're just like screenshotting like the lines are like, "Yo, this is so corny, be for real." Like when they're talking about how like music is freedom, I'm like, bro, I don't know. I mean, I feel like corniness is one of those adjectives that is more highly subjective than a lot of the other terms we use. I mean, I think corniness is just kind of a reflection of how you personally react to it. And I think that levels of corniness can vary depending on the individual, like a lot more than other adjectives we would use. So it's like, okay, if somebody doesn't like Your Lie in April, thinks it's corny, it's whatever, I'll move on. But it's just for me, like I'm so deep in my perspective that I can't even like conceptualize how someone could think this shit is corny. Like, I don't know. I also watched it with my fiance, and I was like super emotional watching it. So I was just like fully invested, hyper charitable. Like I don't think it could do no wrong when I was watching it, essentially. So maybe that's a limit of my Cornelius is believing. Hey man, praise be to the Most High, Karma. You spitting. We had this comment before, but your line is not incredibly subtle. Shit, why does it? If that matter to you, it makes a ton of sense that it was really poking it. We did have this comment before. That's right. I remember the great Your Lie in April discussion. I mean, that's fair. It can be on the nose. So maybe, okay, I'm reaching a conceptual understanding of why people might find it corny. Thank you for expanding my understanding. Angel Beats. The funny thing is a lot of these anime I don't think I've watched in probably like 10 years. Like, Angel Beats, I think I watched in 2013. Now, I rewatch scenes from this shit a lot. But if you wanted to have a conversation with me about Angel Beats, I don't know that I could. I could have a conversation with that final scene. I gave AB a 2 out of 10. What's AB? Average bonus? The most part of Your Lie in April was not expanding on the other kid. That is fair, actually. What was her name? Gosh. It's been so long since I watched any of these series. Angel Beats Lamau. I watched Clannad in over 10 years, so it gets me all emotional just thinking about it. Bro, it's like, for me again, I think the thing that really resonates with me about Angel Beats is just in the last scene when he's holding Kanade and she's like, I figured it all out, If I say I love you, I'm gonna disappear, I'm gonna move on. And he's like, don't say it, man, like that. I don't want you to leave. That'd be so sad for me. And she's like, truly, thank you for everything. And then she's like, whoa, gone. And then the fucking music starts playing, and he falls to his knees, and he starts grasping at the air, trying to grab her, even though she's gone. She cries out her name in agony. I'm like, ah, bro. I just keep thinking, like, what if my fucking fiance just vanished and disappeared, and I could, my love has no object anymore. God, that's not a good way to fucking frame that. But every time I put myself in there, she's like, this is so fucking sad. Ah. And when I feel sad, strongly sad about something, I love it. I love it. I get drunk sometimes, and I rewatch the final scene of Angel Beats, and I just weep to myself. Okay, and it feels fucking amazing. So anyways, 8.5. It's also very colored by when they got into anime manga in general, and when compared to that they consumed the series. I agree, because, I mean, you can't send messages. What the fuck? Like in chat? That's some craziness. Are you sending some craziness in chat and they're not fucking with it? But what's AB? Is there an AB on this list? Oh, Angel Beats. Fuck me. Oh god, I'm so stupid. But yeah, I mean, re what you said, Val, and I agree because like a lot of these like shonen that I've given a 10 out of 10, I watched them when I was, a shonen, a young boy, right? I first watched Naruto when I was like in grade 5. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh, when I was in fucking like my diapers. Full Metal I also watched in like 2013, so I was still pretty young. Beck, another shonen. I watched that in like 2013. I was young. Uh but like when I watch and read shonen now, I mean like I still love me a good battle shonen, but it doesn't, resonate with me as strongly as it used to. And I don't think that's a reflection of like a change in quality in the shonen, right? Because I look at things like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, and I do think that there's a lot of really admirable qualities about them. And you know what? Had those been coming out when I was first getting into, Battle Shonen more seriously 10 years ago, I would have fucking loved it. You know what I mean? Like that shit would have been my bread and butter. That would have been my Naruto. So I definitely recognize that like this list is like highly reflective of me at the different stages in my life. Because when I read stuff now, it's like, you know, Nozakiana gets a 10 out of 10. Would it have gotten a 10 out of 10 before? I mean, probably because I was also a horny bastard as a kid, but that's, that's my whole rant on that. And that's why I like all these like ranking lists for me are, obviously it's in my opinion it's subjective, blah blah blah, but I really have to qualify because I understand that the reason I love a lot of things is highly based on the circumstances in which I watch them. Like Eden of the East is a great example. Like that's just a highly nostalgic and like sentimental show to me because of the various times in my life that I would watch it, how I was feeling when I watch it, who I watched it with. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like I see a lot of people on Twitter communicate their emotions by saying like, "Oh, this is one of the top 5 series of all time," and that's like that tells me a lot about you, but that you know doesn't tell me how I would enjoy the series because of how much I lean into these kind of subjective outside factors when I watch things. That's also why I'm an awful like media analyst because so much of my enjoyment is impacted by these other things. Like it's really when it comes to watching a lot of this shit, it's like turn brain off and just like it's like what Schopenhauer used to talk about, where the aesthetic experience is like a non-intellectual thing where you're really brought into the art itself, purely aesthetic, and like that's why it's so beautiful, it's so moving. I really do resonate with that idea a lot. I think. Let me be clear. I also think of how series resonates with us at different points in our lives as part of the beauty of art. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it would be foolish to try and write that part out. But like I don't think I would have the ability to ever make like a canonical, top 50 anime or manga like Doves tried to do a long time ago. I remember Doves, don't worry. Hashtag OG Doves fan. Only OG Doves fans will remember this. And it was awesome. It was fucking awesome. He had a little algorithm going. And then I don't know, something fucked up and it didn't work or whatever, but it was an admirable project. It was an admirable project to say the least. Imagine being influenced by the environment when analyzing anime. Can't be objective analyzer gang. I couldn't. I couldn't imagine that. The environment? Fuck those plastic straws. Okay, where are we? Carol and Tuesday. This is another one I've seen people charged with being corny, and maybe it was. I don't know. I just like crying to musical anime. How about that? So I should probably watch Nana, right? Death Note. There it is. It's made the appearance. 8.5 it is. Anime and manga, by the way. I've never interacted with or been influenced by the environment. I am a true monad. I believe it, man. You are built different. Death Parade. Death Parade was again. When did I actually? I think I have it on my AnyList when I watched it. Oh, 2018. So that's not that long ago. I remember that shit was hype as hell. I was kind of late to the Death Parade train, but dude, when fucking Light Yagami pulled up in Death Parade, I lost my fucking mind. That was like the coolest, most unexpected crossover ever, and I was so here for it. Do da da da. shout out. This is just like another like a nostalgic anime for me, watching with high school friends and whatnot. I never even finished it. Like I watched X2, and there's like 50 million other ones, I think. Yeah, there's X2 the second arc, and there's the third arc, and then there's fucking I thought there was like Kai and like a bunch of different random names for the different arcs. I never finished it, but you know what? That first season was fucking awesome. The second season was also pretty good. I loved Izai. I had like, such a fucking man crush on Izai for so long. I actually, fun fact, used to run an Izai role playing account like 10 years ago on Twitter. So, little fun fact about Doofy. Never watched Aurora because there's too many RAS? Ross? Too many Ross! Is there too many of those? I wish I had a second season to flesh out the world. Yeah, I agree. I used to fucking argue with Newberton a lot about that, but I thought that it would have been nice to just explore that fucking. It's not exactly like a skyscraper. It's like an inverse skyscraper, like an underground one, with all those floors. I would like to see more of the worlds and like the different functions and departments of those worlds and how they contribute to the overall functioning of whatever the hell this kind of purgatory-like world is. And there was so much more to explore. But I think that one season was, good enough, I suppose. The second season is what made me realize how boring Durarara is. That is, that is so sad. I definitely remember enjoying it less, but I was also older when I watched the second season, and I wasn't watching it with my friends, so I didn't have that kind of, like when you have like a group of people to watch something with, and you can really, like, reverberate each other's thoughts, and you can have that kind of community discussion about it, and you can get more invested in it that way. Like it's easier to get more invested and therefore be more charitable. And I watched the second season by myself, so I didn't have that social aspect about it, and I think it suffered because of. But I also do want to say like the second season was probably not as good as the first one, but I don't know. When did I last watch that? 2015, 2016. Okay, so I dropped the second season. Damn. Nice video. Thank you, Nostalgic. Also, hello, Celine. I never really even said hi to you, but also Manga Crash. Shout out that guy. I hope he's not crashing into any manga lately. Do you think it holds up? I don't know if Angel Beats holds up, to be honest. I'd like to rewatch it because, like I was saying, like when did I finish Angel Beats? Yeah, I finished it in fucking 2012. So, I mean, yeah, I still rewatched like that final scene a lot, and I do have, I think, pretty high praise for that. And the whole graduation ceremony, I thought was pretty moving. But I don't know if it like stacks up overall. You know what I mean? Because it's much more than its ending. You watched it this year? Okay, fuck it. Well, we got the Dove seal of approval, so I think that says enough. No, I liked it as a team, but from the bits I rewatched, I think I'd rate it a 6. Oh damn, okay. I'm gonna say I'll rewatch it, but I'm probably not going to because it takes every ounce of my being to rewatch an anime. But I've been crashing all the manga. That's crazy. You gotta fucking watch. You gotta rein that shit in, Crash. Rewatch makes it better. Interesting. Can't believe you watch it. Hey, listen. I actually did watch like 6 episodes worth of anime. Okay, 2 nights ago. So I'm kind of insane. I'm kind of insane anime watcher. I watched the finale of Attack on Titan. I wept. I loved it. I will not be talking about the finale of Attack on Titan. And I watched like 6 episodes of the Bleach anime, and it was fucking cool. And I forgot how good Bleach was. Destroy Portugal. Need to watch anime. Not gonna lie. No, you don't need to watch anime. You're straight on that, G. Wait, Doofy, does this mean no 100 video? Well, I don't know. I don't know what this means. I actually, listen, I'll open it up on the second monitor because I'm not going to show you all my top secret Doofy documents, but there was the top 100 document at some point. All right, I'll give you guys a little glimmer of what you guys could have had. Look at this. It's in Times New Roman, so that's how you know this was going to be a serious video. All right, the top 100. Look at that. Little write-ups for why I liked it. Just a little blurb. Right, look at this shit. Fucking 69. Nice. Got her all the way down to 100. Even had a bunch of anime that I didn't have on the list and why they're not on the list. Right? I was all in on this project. This was when did I fucking start this project? Info. I created this on no, that can't be right. I think this is a new version of an older file. But I mean this is a legacy document. It's over a year old. And I think this is already the second version of the document, so that's what you guys are missing out on. So for now, all you get is the top 50 via live stream. Stop doxing yourself, bruh. How am I doxing myself? Come on now, dog. Portuguese supremacy. P.S. We're not Spain. Okay, noted. JoJo's didn't make it. No, it didn't. I mean, I've never read or watched JoJo's, and I I don't know if I ever will, to be honest. Like, I don't have the energy in me to like read a long running battle shonen ever again. I I'm gonna make like one exception per year. I'll try to like read one long running battle shonen a year, maybe. Like, I think I want to read Zatchbell in 2024, and I hope to finally catch up to One Piece, maybe Black Clover, and maybe My Hero, maybe. But that's already asking a lot. The one thing we can be sure of is I will probably catch up to One Piece in 2024. I'm like 200 chapters off of catching up now. Like, I'm at that fucking, the end is in sight. The series is gonna wrap up eventually, and like I said it before. I need to be there for when the final pillar of the big three falls and crumbles. Okay, I need to be there. I gotta see it. I gotta see it fucking fall and crumble. Right. I gotta see, you know, he who made me fall to his knees. Okay. I'm a child of the big three. I want to be there for its funeral. You know what I'm saying? Oda speedrunning the fall off with that AI song. I saw that. That was fucking. What? All I saw was the song, and I listened to it. In parentheses, it's bad. What is it for? Like, is it Oda just dicking around with AI? Like, what a fucking freak. Don't binge to the end. Just grind, doofy. Well, this is the thing. Like, I'll have periods where like I randomly want to read One Piece. Like, I finished half a whole cake in like one night because I was just like, I think it's time to finish whole cake. And then I had that period where I'm like, oh, I'm excited about One Piece. I'm talking about it. Like, it's fun to talk about One Piece. It's way funner to talk about One Piece than it is to read One Piece. Let me be clear. But talking about it excites me enough to want to read it. But then I kind of just like burn myself out from like, binging so much in such a short period. And then I don't want to talk about One Piece for like a month. But then like I get the urge again. And then it's like, all right, we're going to go through the first act of Wano. And then I'm going to binge through that in like a night. And then I'm going to talk about it for like a week. And then I'm going to not talk about it for like 2 months. So that's kind of how my One Piece relationship goes. But at this rate, I will catch up eventually. In 2026, Doofy will have to read New. All right. If I have to, then in 2026, I will read New. I have to, after all. I have years to catch up on One Piece. Hope it was just some random thing he did. I'll finish half a whole cake. Really true in one night. Sometimes I want to read in arcs, but then I forget about literally everything in the past. That's fair. No, dude, if you don't read New, how is Whole Cake Island? Well, it's better than Half Cake Island, but it's not as good as Two Cake Island, in my humble opinion. All right, where are we? Sorry, Durarara. Whoa, what the fuck was that, dog? Fully Cool 8.5. Remember when my fucking Discord bullied? This is only OG fans are gonna remember this one. My Discord fucking bullied me out of liking Fooly Cooly for a while, and then it kind of had its comeuppance again. But you know what? We're going beyond the stigma today. We're going beyond the agenda. We're evaluating things for what they are. We're peering into the objective quality of these series. Okay, so keep that in mind. Hellsing Ultimate. I used to be so big on fucking Hellsing Ultimate. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna put Hellsing as like a united entity because I've read the manga and I watched the original, and Ultimate is probably the best way to consume the story. But I think if I would reread Hellsing, it would rank a lot lower. But you know what? When I was a fucking like an edgy teen, Hellsing, I ate that shit up. Who bullies someone for liking FLC? That's what I thought. I thought like Fooly Cooly was like unanimously praised and like you could not, question it. Sorry, I saw a message from Crash. I had to reply. Like the good boyfriend I am. But yeah, rehousing. I think if I rewatched or read it today, it might get a 7, but I'm not going to, and I'm just going to relish in my nostalgic view of it. Do people know of Senko? No idea what that is, to be honest with you. I think it sucked that I only got into Hellsing like last year. Yeah, it did. It used to be part of the big three of seinen. Come on, you should know better. You think Drifters is good or close to Hellsing? I never watched or read Drifters, to be honest. 8 is like how I'd rank Fooly Cooley's manga. That's fair. It is a pretty like it's not a bad manga, but it just kind of loses. It just kind of loses the charm of the anime, like what made the anime so good. It's kind of like actually, I was talking about Ava earlier because I talked about how like the Ava anime is just kind of Ano in his deeply personal selfhood, putting together things he liked, and the kind of resulting unity of the anime is just kind of a function of the unity of his interests. So it's not a kind of sophisticated or coherent. It's not as sophisticated and coherent a vision as some other series we might talk about. And so a lot of the readers kind of have to find the threads or sew things together and do a lot of the work. But that's like kind of the reason we love Ava. That's definitely the reason I love it. I like having to work towards understanding Ava and really taking a deep look at how everything's connected. But then the manga kind of just tries to synthesize all that and present it in a really digestible manner, and it's much more straightforward and hand-holdy, which I think a lot of people dislike, but I did think it made for a good experience, and it did help expand on a lot of the lore in world, and I thought it had a pretty fucking awesome ending. The Ava manga. I think a similar thing is going on with the Fooly Cooley manga, where like the mangaka is like trying to synthesize all the odds and ends of the Fooly Cooley anime and present a story is the way I'll put it. But it just loses the charm of Fooly Cooley. Like I'm not fucking going to Fooly Cooley for some super sophisticated and straightforward story. I'm there to see like the fucking deranged tastes and interests of this one dude who got the reins to make a 6-episode OVA. You know what I mean? Fooly Cooley manga's ass, yeah. Fair. Hellsing's the first anime I've ever heard about. Damn, okay. Is there any better moment to read manga than when you're an edgy teen? I don't know. As an edgy teen, I preferred watching anime. It's only in my elder years that I want to read more. You just started Hellsing, okay? I'm genuinely curious as to what you will think of Hellsing, Cream. So do keep us posted. Also, more rough, okay? It has been a while, brother. Glad to have you here, man. Can people spoil Hellsing? Well, did you know if you spell Alucard backwards, it's Dracula? Is that a spoiler? Senko Roll 3? I don't know what that is, brother. I think it has its own charm. I like the manga. I still think it's quite insane at times. It's fair. Vampire killed Nazis. That's, they do that. do. Just looked at One Piece AI song. Whose idea was that? Probably Oda's, right? Senko Roll. Sorry, I'm like reading from bottom to top, which is how you should not do this. Manga doesn't have the pillows playing, so it's automatically worse. You are valid as fuck for that. Sorry, I've succumbed to like this Zoomer Twitter talk. Hunter x Hunter. Okay. We're putting it all together, folks. We're putting the 2020 anime together with the manga. Love that stuff. 8.5. A kill. Gotta have it, man. I think there's a Kill manga too. It probably fucking sucks if I had to guess. Manga that adapt anime, especially like Gainax adjacent anime, I don't have high hopes for. But we ball. Kill manga doo-doo, yeah, I get that. Hunter x Hunter based, yeah, peak. Oda is definitely the type of dude to say, wow, cool, to some AI. Yeah, fucking real. Rainbow, anime and manga, 8.5. This used to be my fucking shit. I used to praise Rainbow to no end. That was like my series back in high school, and I actually convinced like all my high school friends to watch it. And then it got so out of hand that like friends of friends were watching it, and I found them annoying, and they kind of ruined it for me. And that's just the reality of being doofy. This is how easy it is for something to sink in the rankings for me. Kill Season 2 is kind of bad. Yeah, y'all talking some madness with that. Yeah. Okay, sorry, don't mean to start a war. Look, for real, name a better Shonen Jump anime than Hunter x Hunter. Naruto. Yu-Gi-Oh. Bleach. I actually like One Piece more than Hunter x Hunter as well. That I just gave you four, and yes, I mean even the anime for all of those. Dash me, who has not completed the One Piece anime, or is even significantly deep into it, nor will I ever. Manga adaptations of anime are mostly we hired a random dude to kind of draw the characters in this random. Yeah, like the fucking like Tokyo Pop used to publish a lot of those, like the Cowboy Bebop manga or the Samurai Champloo manga. Like it's they use the animated medium so well, and I just don't know how to effectively translate that to manga without either a really deep understanding of the anime and a lot of fucking craftsmanship on behalf of the mangaka, or just by making it shit. And most of them do make it shit. Dude likes IQ to understand. This is true. Dude, don't make me get the hose. This is such a triggering take. I don't even know what I said to trigger you, but oh, anime better than Hunter x Hunter? Yeah, fair. I'm valid AF for that. Hunter x Hunter is just like a poor man's Naruto, frankly, but reminds me of those Ghibli manga that's literally just the storyboard in manga style. That is fair. Also, a lot of like who's that other like anime movie dude that people love? The Your Name, Weathering with You guy, not Miyazaki. Fucking Anyways, that dude's like films get uh like manga adaptations. I read the Your Name one. Yeah, Shinkai, thank you. I read like the Your Name manga, and it's actually I genuinely would not be surprised if you told me they just kind of like traced some frames from the manga or from the anime and like put it together into manga. Like fundamentally, it's still the Your Name story, which I enjoyed, so I don't hate it. But it's just there is zero worlds in which I could say like just read the manga instead of the anime. Like I don't think the manga should exist. And there's like a light novel version of it too. Like fucking a, bro. Like who mentioned? No, you didn't. Naruto was inspired by Hunter x Hunter, and what? I mean, what can I say? It's like the light bulb, right? Like, who the fuck invented the light bulb? I don't know, but I know Edison made it better, right? Just like Naruto. Like, who the fuck's Togashi? What's Hunter x Hunter? But Naruto, that man took the foundation of a terrible series and built Rome upon it. Okay, you know what I mean? That's Naruto to Hunter x Hunter. I listen. I'm not here to discuss opinions clouded by nostalgia and bias, okay? I'm here to look into the infallible qualities of these series and tell it how it really fucking is. So if you're not here to hear it, get the fuck out of my chat. I know the dude voices of your stars or whatever is actually pretty good. Voices of you do wait, do you mean fucking what is it like voices from a distant star or whatever? The manga for that one is actually pretty good. I was a Naruto hater until I got put in the Twitter blender of Ronan, Doofy, and Mike UV. Hey, listen, they would do it. They'd be able to convince you otherwise. Voices of a Distant Star, yeah. I love the movie for that, and I love the manga. I don't know which came first. I don't know which came after, but I have positive experience with both of those, so I guess that's an exception. Okay, rock on. Still Naruto hater. That's fair. You have to have like a equal parts haters to lovers around you, right? So for every for every Ronin, for every Mike Yubi, you've got to have a Secret Doves, you've got to have a Nuberton, right? It's gotta balance out. The animation guy made by himself. Yes, yes, yeah. I thought that was pretty fucking awesome. That's badass. Doofy brain cannot understand the greatness of Netero's prey. True. Okay, where are we, folks? Samurai X, Trust and Betrayal. I'm just gonna put it all under Rurouni Kenshin, which I think I have out of 9. So, Serial Experiments Lane, banger of an anime. I used to have it even higher. I'd like to rewatch it, but I never will, because I'm not rewatching shit. Toradora. This one's just got sentimental factor for me. Watched it with the fiance. This might even be like the first anime I watched getting back into anime with her. So, NHK, anime and manga. Not read the light novel. Both fucking fantastic though. I only recently read the manga, and it was pretty fucking awesome. So, Serial Experiment lame. That's pretty funny. Producer director. Script, character design, exclusive producer, animation director. That man has passion in his veins. Amen. Amen, brother. I don't think I could stomach Lane again. Really? Damn. I'm a little taken aback by some of the Lane remarks in chat, but you know, we ball. Okay, you caught me. You caught me. I gave your name an 8.5. Please don't make fun of me. Okay, I cried. Can I ask you your name? Yeah, I wept. What about it? I won't hear. I won't tolerate any your name hate in chat, okay? Lane is too real for some. That's fair. Never seen the movie. Oh my god, yeah. I can't catch a break around here. Damn. Yu Yu Hakusho. Fun fact, I've never finished the Yu Yu Hakusho manga. I got through like 5 volumes and I'm like, the anime was good enough. I don't need to read the manga. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! We already accounted for. And that's it. Okay. That's it. That's it, folks. We finished the 8.5s for the anime. This is what we're missing out on. These are the 8s. Okay. Anohana, Blue Exorcist, You Caught Me. Kanan, criminally underrated action series. Cromartie High School, one of the funniest series of all time. Dead Man Wonderland. I was an edgy teen when I watched it. I won't be convinced otherwise. That's all. That's all you see for the 8s. Okay, we're going to manga now. We're going to manga. So what do we have for anime that we've given? How many do we have? I mean, I know how many I have in total, but like, let's just see how many anime we got. So 30 series with an 8.5 or higher with just the anime list. Rock on. Did I skip one? No, I didn't. Okay. Thanks, Dubs. Myself. Dead Man OP is so good. It is. It is. Okay, let's go into manga, folks. Wow. Expand on that Toradora scene. What if I don't? Hi from Iran. You are suck ass. You real as fuck for that. If I saw correct. We ball. Okay. I do have to like I don't rank any of my currently ongoing series just because the ranking can fluctuate too much. But there are 3 series among these where it's like I've read enough, I know that I like them enough that they kind of have to go on the list. The first one is none other than Yainsaw Ran. Okay. I know I'm not caught up. 136. I'm going to catch up over winter break. This is in the 8.5s. I haven't finished the anime, so I can't put the anime down. Get the manga. Hacksaw Individual. Hacksaw Individual, true. Then we got D Gray Man, which is also an 8.5. Love me some D Gray Man. Just the manga. You know, I've watched the first anime. It's just, you know, we're not going to talk about it. It's not bad, we're just not going to talk about it. And then we got Juju on that beat Kaiser roll. Kaizen. Anime and manga. Okay. Need to catch up. You can come on the pod. My content's legit. It is. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You're just joking. Need to catch up to CSM. Okay, that's it for the ongoing. Listen, you're looking at this. There's a lot of shit I need to catch up on. I'm weeks behind Connie Bonashi. I'm weeks behind Blue Box. I haven't even started the new Boruto manga. I'm really letting it fucking cook. This manga about a really tall girl. I don't know why I started this, but we ball. Gachakuta. Frankly, a pretty boring battle shonen that I just really am not super into, but it got enough hype that I had to start reading it. You know what I mean? I need to do it on the pod on an episode. Big 3 semi reunion. I don't know if I ever would have something worth listening to merit me going on that podcast. Is the unfortunate truth. Unless Fujimoto puts in a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, and then, you know, I'm your man. Since we have trouble getting a full route, yeah, I know. Oaksel, if you're listening, we could have done it Thursday, buddy. We could have done it Thursday. You didn't reply to the chat, Oaksel. We could have done it Thursday, buddy. You know what anguish, what turmoil, what negative emotionality I'm feeling because we couldn't reune on Thursday, okay? Another fucking Exorcist series. I don't know why I picked this one up either. Like, I kind of had a phase where I wanted to read a bunch of new manga. I deeply regretted it. I deleted a bunch of the manga that I started, to be honest. Oh, yo, what up, Trenton? Glad to have you here, brother. I'm not that far behind on Juju on that beat, Kaiser roll Kaizen, to be honest. I like the leaks have been keeping me pretty interested, so I kind of want to stay up to date with that. But Enjoying that Green Yuri manga. I love that Green Yuri manga. Okay, this Green Yuri manga goes goes bananas. Goes fucking bonkers. But again, it's one where I like to save up a bunch of chapters and read it all in one go. Um, what else? This is pretty much a hentai. Kindergarten Wars, another genuinely good series, but I just kind of need to catch up on it. A Sleepy Bartender, Barmaid. We need more manga chapters to be translated of it. That's the thing that's fucking me over with this one. It's like a really kind of wholesome slice of life where there's like a lot of attention paid to like the composition of the drinks, and as an alcoholic, I appreciate that level of a nuance that is brought to this manga. There's a level of understanding of the craftsmanship that is just like present in each chapter, which I admire a lot. It's a really cozy manga. Nine Peak Fictions. I really liked Nine Peaks when I first started reading it, but we're quite behind. Isn't that a sequel of another manga? It's not. Me When I Lie, Crash. Fucking grow up. Okay, do you see any sequels here, Crash? Okay, grow up. The Barmaid one, is it? Do you see any sequels here? Okay, Crash. Do you see any fucking sequels? That's what I thought. You're probably thinking of Bartender, which it is not at all related to, other than the fact that they're both about serving alcohol. But yeah. She's just one sleepy fucking barmaid, okay? She sleeps a lot. That's the gimmick. I thought it was. Yeah, well, I thought you were wrong, and I knew you were wrong, and I called your ass out on it, and now you look fucking stupid. Isn't that the Isn't the logo font the exact same? No. No, it's not. You look stupid, Grash. Look at this. That's more cursive. This is, I guess, also kind of cursive, but it's bolder. I will never collab with Doofy ever again. You're lost, buddy. You know I'm a famous Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber? You're missing out on 1.7k subscribers, okay? So curious for that bartender anime readaptation or whatever. Yeah. I never got into that one. But I did hear some buzz about the readaptation or whatever. I don't know anything about it, so we ball. Can't believe Crash is so, holy shit. I'm really coming down on this guy today. And then, of course, there's the new Asano. I kind of got to be glazing that man, no matter what he's doing. He puts pen to paper. I'm there. He puts digital picture into digital file for me to read. I will be there and I will enjoy it probably. Don't ask. Metropolis Scratch. I just there's no fan translations of it out, but it is out on the fucking Kodansha app or whatever, and I'm just not giving money to Kodansha to read this shitty manga by the fucking Dead Man Wonderland authors. Like, it's not worth like the $5 I'd have to pay to read the second volume, so fuck it. Sakamoto I'm also behind on, but this one is like the essential binge read, you know what I mean? Like, you really gotta fucking run through them in a kind of single shot to feel the full force of Sakamoto, in my humble opinion. Something Superstar, again, just trying to fucking, isn't it an 8.5 though? Sakamoto Days? Yeah, of course. Probably 8.5. It's kind of like, my impression of it is kind of just fading a little bit because it's been so long since I've read it, but if you get me to binge what's going on now up to the current chapter, it'd probably be 8.5 and probably be hanging out with the big bros. We blast. The current stuff is a lot of fun. That's awesome. Can't wait for Sakamoto Days as a non-manga reader. Yeah, I think it'll translate really nicely to anime, but like, there's such a high level of craftsmanship to the Sakamoto Days manga that, I do highly encourage people to read the manga. It's just like paradigmatic of what well-structured action sequences should be in manga. As the nastiest action spreads in modern weekly shonen manga? Absolutely, brother. Shuken Brick. I don't know the last time this got a new chapter. I kind of just read this because I saw Ronan read it. Skeleton Double. This is some ass. I don't like. I just get me out of here. And another series. We ball. Okay, hiatus. Sorry, this apparently turned into me reviewing what's on my list, but that's not what it is. So let's fucking skip the hiatus, guys. Okay, Beck, Pun. Beck's already here. Sorry. Good night, Pun. My favorite anime. Naruto already there. No Longer Human. We'll just put all the No Longer Humans under one entry. But I am always referring to the Furuya adaptation. Yu-Gi-Oh's already here, right? Yeah. Attack on Titan's already here. Bleach, I think I said, yeah, it's 9.5. 3 Days of Happiness is also 9.5. I'd like to see like a live action adaptation of 3 Days of Happiness. I think that'd be pretty cool. The cringy manga? Shut your mouth, Crash. Shut your freaking shut your freaking mouth, Crash. I have the whole Poon Poon manga on my shelf, the last 4 volumes inside the plastic because I was scared of being scared one day though. That's valid as fuck though. 139 a cursed number. Yeah, Pum Pum was like one of the few because I feel like although manga can be very emotional, manga don't often make me cry. I feel like what makes me cry is voice acting and like music, you know? Anime really makes me cry. It doesn't take much to make me cry. Manga, it kind of lacks those elements that I think really push me over the top, but 3 Days of Happiness, it got tears. So that was quite impressive. The other ones that got tears in manga that I can remember are what's the fucking one with the guy in jail? It's down here somewhere. This one. Happy Days or some shit. Our Happy Time, yeah, Our Happy Hours. This one also got me to cry. That's a second one. One Piece, actually, the manga got me to cry. I cried when Ace died. That can't be like a spoiler, right? Surely if you're in my chat, you've been begging me to read One Piece for decades, and I didn't spoil One Piece for you. Pun Pun, I didn't cry at the end, but I felt like kind of fucked up. I felt kind of like weird. Ace, you guys are fucked, okay? Hoshino Samidare. I don't even know what that is. Dog makes me cry in manga. Yeah, good dialogue can do that. Pun Pun didn't cry, made me depressed. Yeah, Pun Pun. It was a really visceral feeling when I finished Pun Pun. Like that one struck deeply. No Longer Human. I don't know if it made me cry either, but it definitely made me feel like grim. Is probably the best way to put it. Is Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. I don't know if that really changed anything. I don't know if I know anything still. You guys are demons. Anyways, I was thinking Pun Pun is the only manga I dropped because it was so good at making me depressed. That's a pretty interesting take, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I understand that actually because like sometimes like even if a manga makes you feel like emotionally negative overall, for me just feeling strongly about anything is usually a reflection of I try to assume it's a reflection of the manga's writing. And so even if like I feel like negative after reading something, the fact that the media can create that feeling so strongly, I think is something praiseworthy in itself. And so like I understand what you're saying about Pun Pun a lot. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I do recommend you finishing it, but obviously if it's like I finished it months later, but it was not the same. That's fair. That's fair. Drink a whole can of coffee. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna read all night. That's right. I almost doxed where you live, but I kind of forgot time zones are well, they're real in a sense, I suppose. But anyways, let's not talk about time. Not simple. 9.5. One of my favorite manga of all time. How worth is the Ava manga? How much does it add? I think it clarifies a lot of things, and it adds minor details to the world of Ava, and it's got a cool ending. Is Not Simple the Australia manga? Yeah, it is actually. I do believe it's Australia. Like, yeah, she travels from Australia to England to America in hopes of realizing his dreams, reuniting with his beloved sister. Because I remember, I think Jim was the Australian guy. I don't know. I've reread it a couple years ago. I love this movie, dude. Natsumi Ono is like such a great writer. It's Not Simple the Australian. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I do think that Ava is worth reading. I really did enjoy. I think I might have even cried to this. Like it, yeah, I've read this pretty recently. Have I not read this? I don't know. It's like one of my favorite manga. I kind of would have just assumed like any manga that I've given, over a 9 that's under 2 volumes. I would have just assumed that you've read Wabuki. So I am shocked to know that you haven't. I think Valen has. I don't know if you're still here, Valen. I think you've read this. No, I think I coerced you into doing it. Slank has read it. Master Crash is given an 8.5. That's fair. Laugh No Die Later. Shout out. It's been a while. 7. We take that. I've not read Not Simple. Have you mentioned or solicited opinions about Not Simple? It is incredibly good. Yeah, it is. I'm glad. Manga Crash, read it because of you. Damn. Okay, okay. You love to see it. The Doofy influence is real. Rewatched Ava after like 8 years and I finally got it now. I'm gonna enjoy the manga. Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that. I remember like reading your tweets about your Ava arc. That's pretty awesome. I think you will enjoy the manga. I actually had like a somewhat similar experience where when I first watched Ava in 2016, I thought it was like kind of dumb, but like over the course of like I gave it another shot and then it just kind of started to click. But I have that experience with a lot of things that I love, like Darker Than Black, which I really love. I remember like I have messages from high school messaging my best friend like, "Oh my god, this thing is so stupid. Like, why do people like this?" And then here we are 10 years later and it's my top 10. So Solanin, you need to be in the right stage of life for some series. 100%. Also not too my apologies for not too active. I'm currently at work. That's totally fair, dude. Totally fair. It just knowing that you're there helps a lot. Solanin also based, yeah. Shout out my Inyo Asano tier list video where I called the protagonist Solanin the whole time. And only Crash called me out on it. And it's like my most viewed video on my channel by like a large fucking margin. Maybe not a large margin, but like if we just run the analytics really quickly. Don't ask questions about my fucking recommendations, okay? We're in fucking shambles right now. Damn, to me Dark and Black was just another superpowers action series by Bones. Oh, it hurts to read that, but I respect your opinion. But I mean, like, look at this. Okay, for one, can one of you motherfuckers create an alternative account and subscribe to me? Like, how much longer are you gonna, keep me here on the edge of glory, right? 1.7 is when I will truly catch my stride. But yeah, if we go to my fucking like videos, which is what content, and we filter by views. I mean, 41K. I mean, it's almost like twice as much as like the Oshimi tier list. And just nobody has caught on to that mistake except for Crash. Because, to be fair, if we go to the analytics, I almost promise you the retention's gonna suck. Where's retention at? Okay, it's pretty much at every time stamp there's a little peak. But I mean less than what's 7 point what's this part? This must be me talking about Pun Pun, right? Yeah, Pun Pun. So of course most people are jumping to that. But like I mean less than a quarter of the people are really watching me talk about any of this shit, and then I guess when I give the overview, oh, they're not even there for whatever. Mangaka tier list return? I'd love to do a tier list of mangaka. I think that'd be fun. But I need to read like more from the manga I would rank. Is my thing, I think. Refresh. It's long been on my shelf for months. So damn, you really should read that, bro. That's like iconic. I think somehow all of Asano's works are worth reading. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. I think they're worth reading multiple times each, to be honest. If I go read at least one manga from every magazine. Well, let me tell you, I've got some insider information, and including hentai, you might be reading up to 1,300 manga. So, Godspeed, brother. My most viewed video is still on Doofy's channel. That's so fucking funny to me. I love it. I get comments on this video all the fucking time. Where's Gaunt's? How can you have a tier list without... No, not Gaunt's. It's, I think Vagabond's the one they're always bitching about. Let me just go in the comments and see, like, for a laugh, like, what people have been commenting. Comments. Yeah, Vagabond. Let's go newest first. I've read 49, including hentai. Well, you're gonna have to at least double that if you want to read every manga. Okay. Give Nijihara Holograph a second chance. I should. I didn't love Nijihara Holograph. I think I need to reread it though. Nice to finally see someone not just deriding Berserk. Blame should have been in there in some way. Blame's actually the other one that people asked a lot about. But I think both you and I have since finished Blame since this. Praising Berserk. Berserk isn't an S tier. Kasane's in there. Based and cultured. Pretty good comment, to be honest. Tokyo Ghoul is flawed when it comes to plot, but the character writing and art all the way to the end. Did we even talk about fucking Tokyo Ghoul in this video, Crash? Because I'd only watched like the one season of the anime, and I don't think you read it. I don't think you can review Inside Mario without finishing it. There's lots of twists. Not only can I, but I did. Oh, fuck. Spelling mistake. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Besides, I since finished it and would rank it the same anyways. I'm valid after that. An Asano worship from two virgins who think they're elitists, lol. Stay mad, kissy face. Okay, that's enough comments. That's enough comments sections. We have, and with comments I get on my Blame video, I don't think they like it anyways. Yeah. Without Kingdom, have not read, brother. I will finish Vagabond eventually, but I feel like to read Vagabond I need to be kind of in like in a battle shonen mood, which I really haven't been for a while. I mean, you could argue I kind of am now because I'm watching Bleach. I just watched Attack on Titan. I'll catch up to like Chainsaw Man, but like these aren't like battle shonen qua battle shonen. You know what I mean? Like Attack on Titan is peak fiction. Okay. Bleach, I'm pretty much watching for nostalgia, and I'd like to be refreshed on Thousand Year Blood War arc because it was previously like my favorite arc in Bleach. And then Chainsaw Man is just like, it's not like a battle shonen, folks. Let's be honest. It's battle shonen in name alone. So I'm not really in the battle shonen mood. I just happen to be reading battle shonen that aren't necessarily battle shonen-esque. Vagabond is so easy to read, but it took 2 months to read. Yeah, I get that entirely. I read like the first 5 volumes in like a pretty short amount of time. It's not an intensive read. It's pretty light on dialogue. The action and the movement's pretty fluid, so it's not like difficult to follow, but it's just there's something about it that I can't like bring myself to sit down and just like slog through it, you know what I mean? And it's not even like I'm hating every second of my time reading it. Like it's a a fairly enjoyable experience, like in the same way that I would, I'd slog through any battle shonen and come out generally more positive than negative, but I'm just not in that mood to want to get through it. Game's actually 3 battle shonen in a real. That's the impression I get from it as well. The same thing I get about like Vinland Saga. Well, I don't know though, because I never got to the farmland arc, and it seems to be a pretty significant change in tone and execution. So, which is the show that I dropped the most in all of anime. That's fair as fuck. That is fair as fuck. Where else are we? Okay, Flowers of Evil 9.5. Flowers of Evil. Not the end. I'd like to watch the anime because I do think rotoscoping is pretty cool, but people don't ever say anything cool about the anime. I wonder what like the issues are. Akuno Hano's cool. Yeah, I love it. I'd like to reread it again actually. I think it's time for a reread is what I mean. I like the anime, fits the vibe. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Need to finish. I love the anime. Okay, I have like a really strange group of people in my fucking like YouTube circle because y'all don't reflect, I think, the general consensus of what people think about series. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to solicit your guys' opinions on any one of these series, I think I would get a pretty not accurate reflection of a general anime fan, which is cool. I like not having general anime fans, but we love being contrarians. I know that's actually like, I don't know if you saw my tweets, Wibuki, but like I did this whole like spiel about wanting to be more genuine in the new year because I do a bit of we do a bit of trolling. Also, I just tend to emphasize my opposite opinions in times where things are seeing more praise. My original justification was like, if everyone's praising JJK this week, then maybe I should be the one to say something negative so that we don't have like homogeneity of like discourse and we can have more nuance. But despite that being my justification, I don't think that's ever how one, it came across, or two, what I actually did. I think it was just me like putting a meme tweet out like, oh, everyone's loving JJK, time to hate it again. Which is like, it was funny the first like 5 times, maybe even the first 6 times, but it got old quickly. But also, I only bring this all up because I think that my tweeting like that and presenting like that has attracted a lot of contrarians. Not that you all are, okay? I love you all dearly. We're all friends here. But like it also fosters a level of like hostility towards me when people interact with me, and I think I would have many less blocked individuals if I just wasn't like this. So I just think it'd be a net positive if I tried to be, I don't know, more straightforward, more transparent, less controversial, blah blah blah, something like that. Dude, just brings a good eye to analysis. I don't. I think I'm an awful analyzer. I think I'm the number one Yu-Gi-Oh manga YouTuber. Okay, I'll take that title, but I don't know if I have much things sophisticated to say about anything else. Berserk 10 out of 10. Real. Most of my opinions are normal, but because they're normal, they're not worth expressing them. That's fair. We love being strange. We're strange for sure. Slee's so true. It's actually a bit disappointed that the manga looks too normal. Oh, about Flowers of Evil. Interesting. Akunohana, so good. One of the best thriller. Yep. Amen. Always time for a reread. You've never read it. Shout out Creams. Twitter Doofy is to Doofy what Devil Jin to Jin. What the fuck are you saying? Sorry, I'm not a Tekken guy. Being positive is how you cultivate a positive / big following, I think, but that gets boring too. Yeah, you've got to strike a balance. You've got to strike the balance. No one because you're the only one. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I do have contrary opinions on a lot of things, but they're not like contrary for the sake of being contrary. But I do think that's how I kind of was sometimes before, if that makes sense. And I'd like to change that. I think that's a negative trait that I'd like to get rid of. But sorry, I didn't mean to fucking trauma dump on you all. I like most of the series and Jump there. Yo, Paul A. It's been a hot minute, brother. I'm glad you made it though. I think Danny's realistic versus stylized video was good analysis. Send that. That's actually. Wait, Danny? You mean Danny or Doofy? Because, as we all know. Okay. Too bad they changed the thumbnail. It looks awful now. I'd send me that video. Like I'd kind of like to watch that and kind of, because I do want to redo my own like the Vagabond video essentially without using Vagabond as an example. And because I think that I had a lot of insightful things to say on that topic, but it kind of just got lost in like the discourse of around my marketing of the video. Which I think in retrospect now I regret. I think on Twitter I said I didn't regret it, but I think deep down I do regret it because frankly, going to bat with a lot of these Vagabond fans was incredibly emotionally taxing. Thank you for sending it, Wabuki. Appreciate that. What else? Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sucked. We're Bakugan. Shout out. People saw Vagabond ban and frothed them out. Like that's the thing. I feel like those that finally gave it a chance were like, that's fair. There were kind of 3 responses to it. One was like, you said Vagabond bad, that's bad. Or 2, you said Vagabond bad, but you never even read it, that's even worse. Or 3, Vagabond doesn't even have realistic art style. Me when I lie. Like, obviously, I'm not saying that fucking Vagabond is photorealistic. I pretty explicitly like outline my principles of like what realism consists of, and I think you'd have a hard time arguing against Vagabond fitting those principles, especially when my like the piece I used to contrast Vagabond was like fucking what was it called? Someone Crash made me read a long time ago, and it was actually fucking awesome. By Kiosis or whatever. Like the Brosis. I know Kiosis is like Brosis or something, but It's over the. It's like the flat perspective. Fuck. Why can't I? I must have given it a pretty good score. No. What if I type in Kiosis? Will it pop up? I know that's not even their official name. Yeah. Fuck. That's like the name in one of my like compilation books I have. Do you know which one I'm talking about though, Crash? Something. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, not Noragami Stray God, not Kingdom of the Gods, not the Gods Lie, not the Summon of Gods. I don't. Okay, it's okay. Kami, I think is in it. Yeah, there we go. Kami no Kodomo. This one. This was my like piece to contrast with Vagabond. This one that clearly uses like this Byzantine flat perspective. It's very abstracted from reality. Like this was kind of like the two ends of the spectrum that I was talking about. So like when you compare Vagabond to this, it's like yeah, Vagabond's like pretty realistic, I'd say. You know what I mean? Um, but anyway, I lost. I don't know why we talked about that. Big fan of Vagabond. I'll be the normie for this time. Fair enough. I think what Vagabond says the best art, but the story's just good, not a masterpiece. But yeah, I mean, I guess the responses was one, how dare you say Vagabond bad? Two, how dare you say Vagabond is bad but not read it, which is worse. Three, Vagabond's art isn't even realistic. Or four, I agree, like I see what you're saying, I don't agree. Or five, I see what you're saying and I agree. Those were the five responses I think I got to that video, and most of them were number two actually. How can you say Vagabond's bad if you've never read it? I mean, again, it's just I think the thing that's so crazy to me is like it's clearly a video talking about like art, qua art. Like I understand art serves a narrative function. I understand that there's a whole level of like artistic intention that goes beyond the mere images. But I was talking literally about art insofar as it is just art, like visual. God, I don't even know how else to say it. Like other than that, right? Like art apart from its narrative role. I don't know. I feel like once you watch the video, the reaction I think you should have is either like, I see what you're like. I feel like there's no reason that you should watch that and like not know what I'm trying to say. People automatically take a stance that there's something wrong with you. I think that's it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Even a contrarian stream, you're the contrarian. You're funny. The point you made was really compelling, but we as society have title plus thumbnail brain. That's fair. Also, I think it does almost like only support one of my theses, which was that I called it like the realist hang up, where we kind of just default to thinking that realistic looking art is the best. Like intuitively, that's what we think. Um, but my point is like that intuition is kind of just it's not really grounded in anything. I mean, my best guess as to why we have that is because like it does generally take a lot of technique to make things realistic, but it's a kind of technique that anyways, we're gonna save this for when I actually make that video again. And I have Quinn edit it and it's gonna be really fancy and he's gonna use some really cool zoomer editing techniques and then everyone's gonna watch the whole video for once and actually understand what I'm saying instead of just thumbnail title brain. My Nihei video mostly gets comments telling me that I only like exposition heavy manga, which is funny because JJK, yeah. I got something similar when I made that webtoon bad thread. Yeah, that's fair. I do remember that as well. I thought that was a pretty compelling thread as well. I think again it just comes down to like framing. Like obviously we need to frame things in a certain way to make it marketable, but like I think you were just pointing out that there is something inherently flawed with the structure of webtoons with respect to paneling that and it's a quality that makes a lot of manga so good, but it can't be achieved with webtoons. Is kind of like the point I got from your thread. I thought it was compelling. You weren't saying that this therefore means that all webtoons are doomed to be bad. Uh, I mean, I don't, I don't know. I feel like when people latch onto those like generalizations, that they're just kind of being in bad faith, frankly, because I don't know. If you read the actual thread, it's like we're not trying to say everything that does this is bad. We're just pointing out a flaw with the presentation mode. Yo, casual takes, Archie. Welcome. Glad you can make it, brother. You framed it badly to get the attention. I mean, that's what I did with the Vagabond video. I framed it badly to get the attention. And it got the attention. Like, it was my best performing, like, face cam video by a long shot. Like, that was during my time where I was doing, like, a lot of, like, face cam discussion videos, like, kind of off the cuff. I love doing that, by the way. I was able to pump a lot out, have insightful discussions with you guys. Like, we had some really fucking good discussions in Discord about a lot of those topics. Like, you guys are seriously, like, one of the best communities I could have ever asked for. For, like, a group of people willing to, like, talk about the issues surrounding not just the individual anime and manga, but like the medium itself and how we engage with it as individuals, as like viewers and people that evaluate things. We've had a lot of really insightful discussions on those issues, and it was fucking fantastic. I am forever grateful for the community I've fostered here. There's no other side to that. That's simply my statement. I love you all. So yeah, top 50, right? I remember when Doofy used to talk shit all day, but now he's in Newark. Yeah, real. Because frankly, like, I will just be like completely open and honest and transparent. When you talk that much shit, you get a lot of people replying with shit, and having to deal with all that negativity is very, very taxing mentally. Like, I think somebody pointed it out to me, and I hated to hear it, but I think it's true. They said, "I think you care too much about what other people thought of you." And I fucking hate that they said that, but I think that there's a lot of truth to it, and maybe that's why it irritated me. Because I did, like, I hated that people were misrepresenting my video to make me out to be something that I wasn't. That irritated me a lot, and I felt like I had to really fight to defend what I was actually saying, I guess to protect my reputation, to protect my public image, if you will. But it just came with having to deal with so much shit, and like it felt bad. Like, it felt bad. I try to put up a front like when I'm in the midst of the heat, but like, I'll be honest, like, yeah, it kind of sucked. You could turn off Twitter, but like, you're still kind of feeling pretty bad. Like, like, people are talking shit about you, and you're not there to, like, moderate what they're saying. I guess was part of the issue. So like, I felt like I couldn't really even fully detach when I wanted to. You're taking bullshit from internet strangers is the worst. And it's like, I can deal with, like, a handful of negative comments on a video. Like, I can deal with those and brush those off pretty quickly. But when it's like a kind of collective effort, because these people were like posting clips of what I was saying, and like, I don't want to, like, they weren't brigading me or anything, but they were posting clips, and it was kind of like a united effort to be like, fuck this guy in a way. And it sucked. I'll be mainly doing short form content. New TikTok and Instagram coming soon. That's awesome, actually. I think that's a great avenue to explore, because that is really one of the best ways to generate like a strong following. Like, I remember when I used to be on TikTok, I used to out of context clip. Oh my lord. I don't even know. I was yapping so much. I don't even know what I was saying that could be clipped. Oh, you're asking if it was an out of context clip. I think that they were, well, the people that were clipping it watched the video and I think knew what I was trying to say. But when they clipped it, they were definitely removing, I think, essential context. Like, I think the big one was a clip of me specifically talking about Vagabond with Vagabond in my mouth. And so it's really easy to, like, just take that clip alone and then be like, by the way, this guy hasn't read Vagabond. And that looks fucking awful. That looks real bad. Um, yeah. I mean, it doesn't look good. Is Saruto a real thing? I keep seeing on Twitter. I don't know if it's true. No, Saruto's real. It's the son of Sadara and Boruto, because they just had the time skip in the Boruto manga. Yeah, so Saruto's kind of like the fan name for what's going on with the two blue vortex. We protect you, Doof. Yeah, I gotta appreciate, like, I seen motherfuckers. Didn't someone make a whole reaction video? If they did, I never saw it, and I don't ever fucking show me that video, because I'll probably end my life. I don't have, like, the mentality to revisit those wounds. They feel too fresh. We are the Doofy gang. But yeah, I mean, I really appreciated my circle then, because I saw some motherfuckers really get, like, I saw, like, Ronin, like, fighting off hordes of people that were shit talking to me. That, it really meant a lot to me to see that. But I mean, yeah, even with all the support, it was still quite difficult. I mean, did I bring it upon myself? Yeah, absolutely. That's why I am trying to, like I said, be less contrarian, be a little more straightforward, transparent in 2024. And I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. We're here for a good time and a long time. I miss doofy Twitter circles. I do too, man. I miss Twitter circles like crazy, but I'm just not gonna make a private. But another thing I liked with the circles is like people didn't know you were excluding them. You know what I mean? So I can make a private, sure, and I can get you guys all back in it. But then it's like the people I don't let in are gonna know they're not in. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that feels bad. I don't want people to feel excluded. But at the same time, like I just don't want to be like fucking trauma dumping to like strangers on the internet. Like, I mean, I guess in a sense, a lot of you are strangers on the internet, but like I really do consider a lot of you my friends. Being genuine and straightforward is definitely the wave right now. Amen, brother. Doofy inspired me 24/7 to hate 24/7, but then realize how tiring it is. Yeah, exactly, brother. Um, I mean, yo, Skeptosphere, man. It's been a while, man. Glad to see you're still kicking. No point in having private, I'd rather just DM. I understand that sentiment, but for me, it's like sometimes I just want to vent without putting like the onus on someone to feel like they have to reply. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I like to just like get something off my chest and get it out there, and know people are listening, but not make any one person feel like they need to reply. You know what I mean? That was kind of the function of the circle to me. Like I know I could talk to like a lot of you about some of these things, but I don't want to make you feel like you need to reply because sometimes we don't have something to reply to. I don't know if that makes sense. I know some who privates when they make a tweet they don't want to spread a lot, and then on privates that's fair. Yeah, I did that for sure. Yeah, that's fair. Um, People don't want to know the truth. Once people just sorry, I missed some chats and I kind of don't want to skip anything. Also, by the way, Saruto isn't a real thing. I was kind of just fucking with you, Archie. It's like a fan thing. It's like a troll. It's funny as fuck. Makes sense actually. Yeah, I'm glad I'm making some sense here. I've been turning off replies. That's really smart. I've never thought of turning off replies. Valid AF. All right, top 10, 50 fucking manga apparently. Where are we? We were at Flowers of Evil. So then now we're at the nines. Arigato. I shout out fucking what's his name? Yeah, Naoki Yamamoto, one of my favorite mangaka. Absolute weirdo freak though. Kind of like the proto Oshimi or Asano. But yeah, see you, Crash. It's been fun having you here. Love Hino 10 out of 10. Word. Nines. Arigato manga. Arigato's I love Arigato. This dude is horny. Bro, chill. You can say I'm horny when we get to Nozaki Anna, but you can't say that for Arigato. Like that's not even that one didn't even you know that one didn't even do it for me. Okay? That one didn't even do it for me, man. Then Nozaki Anna were that's a different game entirely. I'm totally guilty as charged there, but Dead Demons, right? Another one of Osano's masterpieces. I really got to appreciate it more after Crash made a fantastic video on it. It never really clicked to me until he made the comparison. I don't remember if it was in the video or if it was in a private chat, but he said, Dead Demons is kind of like what's going on right now. It's like, we're kind of like in a way just trying to live at the end of the world. And damn, that shit hit. I'm like, damn, Crash. Because I mean, we talked about it during the pandemic, so it was like there were some pretty strong parallels between Dead Demons and what was going on in real life, and it was pretty. That really made it click for me. I love that we're like, we spent like an hour and a half shitting on Crash. Now he's gone. We're like, okay, let's gas him up a little bit. But he made it click for me. Like it made sense for me. It made sense to me after I talked to him about it. Gaunt's Monster. I did actually watch a bit of the Monster anime. I thought it was pretty cool. If anything, maybe it has a bit of pacing issues. Like it feels a little slower. I never finished it though, for that reason exactly. But I mean, Monster's already a pretty slow manga, right? So I can't finish. I can't finish on still images. I don't know how people do it. Oh, you're talking about, okay, word. Word. Horns are cool. What's wrong? How to drop Anju no Chi. Okay. I mean, that's fair. Like, I understand why people would not be super invested in a lot of his works, especially fucking Anju no Chi. But I don't know. There's something about his style that I really like. It does feel like a proto like Oshimi or Asano to me. D is like if Watchmen was good. Oh, you kind of valid for that. Kind of valid for that, Doves. Currently reading 20th Century Boys, and I think Monster's my least favorite Sawa work so far. I actually, you know what? I understand that because I like Pluto more than Monster. I felt like Pluto had more emotional highs and kind of all the same like mystery and excitement as Monster, but just in, like a slightly smaller package. Not to downplay Monster, it's obviously like a fucking fantastic work. I do actually, I've really wanted to read 20th Century Boys this year, but I want to read it physically, and it's like expensive to get it all. I own the first like two volumes, and I've read those a couple times actually, trying to like read it all, but I don't know. There's something about Urasawa that I want to have in my hands. Like I can't describe it. I don't know what it is about Urasawa. What do you mean you can't write an ending to save his life? You don't like the ending of fucking Monster? Grow up, brother. Who's my favorite Urasawa work? Yeah, I think the anime is really making people see the light that Pluto is. Creams, get the fuck out of here, dog. Also, shout out Newberton. Waking up to a doofy live stream is the greatest blessing. And the day of reckoning is over, Newberton. You finally made it, brother. You finally made it. What do we have here? Monster I've already done. Okay. My Alcoholic Escape from Reality. I'm really excited. I ordered her newest manga for Christmas, and I just fucking can't wait to read it. I forget what it's called, but it's essentially a sequel to this because I think her pancreatitis is acting up again because she just can't stop fucking drinking. Um, what's the new sequel? Yeah, she also like My Wandering War eating disorder. She kind of put this one on hiatus to actually work on this one. So fair enough. But my pancreas broke. My life got better. I mean, I've seen some pretty like valid criticisms of Nagata's work, but I don't know. There's just something so like real about the story she's telling because it's itself autobiographical, and there's just aspects of it that I relate to so damn much. It says a lot about this society we live in. 11 out of 10 beginning slash middle, 7 out of 10 ending. I mean, 7 out of 10 is still pretty damn good, dog. Come on now. Be for real. Cream's kind of cooking? Shut up. The only thing Cream is cooking is fucking leftovers, and they're burnt. Urasawa endings are fine, Mo. They're not the strongest aspect of his writing, but because everything else is. That's fair. It's a 4-point fall off. Yeah, 4 out of 11 points. I mean, what is. Can we get some math on that? Any math heads in chat? That's like a fucking 33%, 36% fall off. I mean, that's not the worst fall off. And I mean, if it's a fall off, it's it only happens at the end, so it's like a 36% drop off in like the final volume, which is in Monster's case like 1 out of 18, right? So I can't I can't understand this take being. I mean, I understand the take. I just don't see it being. Sorry, I just opened my phone and then all thoughts stopped. All of her manga is so great. Amen. I couldn't agree more. I anxiously await each new entry into her series of life. But it was a 45% better before. Monster and Pluto are 8s overall because of the weird endings. I mean, like, listen, I can't even, like... I'm not going to argue over this. I gave him, like, an 8. Oh, I gave him a 9. I mean, it's like a 1-point differential. It's, I think our opinions are closer than they are farther. Where are we, folks? Where are we? Okay, there we go. Nozakiana. Now you can say that I'm horny. Now I'll accept the horny comments. But only now. Okay? Act up otherwise. Could have been an 11. Yeah, Koreans, but you know what? I could have been living, La Vida Loca. I could have been a rich man if only I'd gambled just a little longer, a little harder, with a little more money, with higher bets. Like, I could have been, like, a billionaire by now. But I'm not, and I didn't. So, let's not hold what it could have been. Let's just live life in the moment. Waiting for hentai to appear during. Don't call it that, dog. Don't give my fucking like hentai arc a name. God damn, y'all are crazy. Dropped out the first chapter because it was. What are we talking about? Nozakiana? One of the best doggy style opening scenes of all time? Fucking be for real, dog. Endings via Urasawa isn't close. Damn, they really power scale in a mangaka now. Gooner, bro, chill on me, dog. Chill on me, okay? I'm reading it for the fucking plot, okay? And I could not meet. I was working on a fucking hentai video, okay? That you guys will never get to see. Because I was reading it for the fucking plot. I'm adopting that name. Ping Pong, 9 out of 10. I want to watch I actually watched just the last episode of the anime. Because I loved the art style of the anime. They did a great job bringing it to life. It's as good as an adaptation could get, I believe. But I never watched the whole thing. But I had to watch that last episode. It was fucking awesome. Muting you is nuts. Bro, I never muted you. What do you mean? I don't have no mods, nor am I muting shit. Ending's got an undefeated streak. Doobie's reading for the plot arc. That's a much more adequate name, I think. I was really... You muted him? Can you do that? Do you have that authority? What the fuck? Hentai has unironically the best art and paneling I've seen. Well, the thing is, the reason... Listen. On me TL. On your timeline? On the anime's peak. Have to check. The manga, it's like a masterclass, brother. I mean, that's just like fucking... I haven't seen the end. No, I just kind of watched that last episode and was blown away at how well it adapted the manga. And judging by your response, I should probably change that. It's been like a year or two since I've read Ping Pong. I could probably go for like the anime now. Oh yeah, I mean, you know, read the hentai arc. I'm not calling it that. The plot arc, we're gonna call it. Okay. I just wanted to find another Nozakiana. You know what I mean? Because it was fundamentally just like another drama romance manga, but it just didn't hide the sexual aspects of it, like, which I appreciated because this is a real aspect of adult life. Okay, this is a whole other dynamic that a lot of manga like neglect. Okay, people cheat on each other, people have sex. You know, sex is a active and concrete motivation in different things that happen in adult life, and I think that it should be addressed. I like a manga that doesn't ignore that aspect. And I just wanted to find another one that did it. And so I fucking read like 40 hentai or something, and yeah, I don't know. It's Yuasa. I don't even know who that is. I'm assuming that's like the director of the fucking motherfucking Ping Pong anime. Is it? Fuck off. Can I just like control F? Ping Pong. Yeah, okay. I should know this, I suppose. If no longer human gets animated, it might have to be a hentai. Well, I mean, you know, strictly speaking, it is animated. Right? I think it's got two animations actually. It's a part of like a larger set of like short stories, and I think there is like an actual film of it. Actually, I should look up Dazai. I can't spell, so maybe we should just do No Longer Human again. Did you find the Holy Grail of hentai? I still think it's Nozakiana. I mean, nothing has gotten higher than that. But I still think there is room for something to transcend it. I just haven't found it yet. I kind of been off my hentai shit for a while. You know what I mean? Anime. Human Lost. I think this is it. Yeah, 3D animated film adaptation of a No Longer Human novel. I'd be curious to check it out. I mean, I just love the basic No Longer Human story, but there's definitely... Yeah, this is the other one I was thinking of, Blue Literature series. I kind of watched like one episode of it and wasn't very impressed. The best like hentai that I've seen though, like not necessarily the best story of all time, but like a really good hentai is Colorful Days. This one went hard, I won't lie to you. Did I give it an 8? I'm fucking crazy. I gave it an 8. This is probably The only other like straight up hentai that I've given like such a high score to, it's not like Nozakiana where it's like, I would say Nozakiana is more of like an actual story that just has sex in it. This is just like genuinely hentai, but it's got some bangers in here. I'm gonna be honest. So put this on your list, guys. Okay, and thank me later. 8 is good. Yeah, it is, right? Damn good. I think it's the highest I've ever given one. I like the Blue Lotus adaptation, No Longer Human. Maybe I need to give it another chance. My younger self might have been too critical of how people adapted that manga. Okay, where were we, folks? The top 50. It's gonna we're gonna it's gonna it's we're gonna it's gonna happen, right? Surely I finish this. Surely I don't have to go in half hour, right? Surely not. Where the fuck was I? Arigato? No, we did ping pong. Okay, ping pong. Pluto manga. Haven't watched the anime. Probably won't. Though it does look good. Kenshin 9. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting more jaded on Kenshin. Like the longer it's been since I've read it, the less enthused I am about it. I still feel quite strongly about the Jinchu arc. Obviously, the whole manga is great. I mean, the Tokyo stuff's good. The Jinchu arc is really where it shines, though, in my opinion. But I don't know. Like, I'm just the more I think about it, like, do I feel as strongly about Kenshin as I do say, like, I don't know, Ping Pong or Pluto? I don't know. Is it a 9? Maybe is it just an 8.5? I don't know. I really like the Jinchu arc. Really did leave a lasting impression on me. I don't. It just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel right anymore to have Kenshin at 9. Let's see what other shonen I have at 9, and then we'll kind of compare them. It's easier to compare apples to apples. You know what I mean? Shaman King. Shaman King is a 9 to me still. That's valid AF. Whoa, that's some craziness. Let's not do any of that. And we're just doing the manga of Shaman King. Anime is really good. Your anime of the year, Shadow Pluto. Yeah, I did see that actually. So that is quite the feat, I will say. But I mean, the unfortunate truth of the matter is the Attack on Titan finale came out this season, and that is gonna just blitz everything else for me because I'm just such a fucking Isayama shill. But we ball. Girl on the Shore. What shore is she on? I don't know. We had another really good saga about a girl on the shore in my Discord. I remember Snow ended up reading it, and he was like live reacting his tweets and or his thoughts. And I think he actually convinced me that it was even better than I thought. Believers, Yamamoto, my goat. Claymore. I don't know. Is Claymore still an 8.5 for me? I don't know. It's great. It's definitely one of my favorite like battle shonen. But is it like 8.5? I don't know. It's been so long since I've read like a lot of these, so it's just like this was what 2013 to 2015 I read this. I don't know. I thought it was pretty badass. I felt really strongly about Claymore when I read it, and it left a lasting impression on me. I don't know. To be Girl on the Shore hit harder than Salon and both critical. That's interesting, but valid. Read Claymore so confusing. A lot of characters look too similar, and I can't tell who's which. That is valid. I mean, depending on how far you get into it, like you'll know there is a reason for that, like why they look similar. But it's just like I don't feel like the justification for why they look similar outweighs just the fact that they all look similar, and it can be difficult to distinguish them without like really paying attention and really reading into it and blah 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 blah. I don't know. I did actually. That was always a bit of an issue I had with it. Like, I think they could have made them all similar. I don't know. I don't know. When I think of like the difference between like Claire and Teresa, like they look pretty fucking different. Like Claire's got the short bob cut, Teresa had the long hair, it's kind of bigger. Maybe some of the other like side casts like Helena and like her friend, or I don't know. I can see maybe where that gets difficult, but I think the characters that are important are pretty identifiable. Like Claire has that iconic haircut, that iconic figure. Like Teresa, I think is pretty iconic, and so you kind of know who she is. But the criticism's heard, and I understand it, and I've had that issue myself with it. Dark and Black and Death Note, I believe we've already put on the list, right? Death Note's there. Devilman. OG baby. I'd even honestly like I do think the original manga is better, but I like Crybaby. I thought Crybaby was good. I don't think I'll group them together though. They are quite like different experiences. Downfall. This is probably my fave. No, that's clearly not true. It's 8.5 Slonen's 9, but or 9.5 or whatever it was. Downfall is like my favorite not pun DDD or Slonen work of Asano's. Because this was just another one that I kind of related to in some capacity. Some capacity, folks. Okay, don't jump to any crazy conclusions here. But I don't know. There's just something about like the work-life balance that I think this really nails home, and especially like just the troubles with being a creative. Gotta go. All right. I appreciate you being here, and until next time, later, Celine. The girl in Downfall so pretty. Yeah, you valid for that. G. Manga. I genuinely think like by the end of the stream, all we're gonna have is a list of like the 70 anime and manga that I like at an 8.5 or higher, and then we'll do another subsequent stream where we, I don't know, actually start ranking them, because I do have to go in 25 minutes, but that should be enough time to like get some stuff started. So okay, Elfen Lied. Do we wrap in the anime with this? I think we do, even though the anime is a bit of a not great adaptation. So because I do have like strong feelings towards the Elfen Lied anime, because for a long time I actually said Elfen Lied was like my least favorite anime of all time, and I tried to watch it like on 3 different occasions, and I hated it each time. But people on my old channel were just like what's the phrase, like unrelentless in their insistence that I read the manga, which is much better apparently, and it is. I do think the manga is much better. I mean, I think a lot of my fundamental criticisms of the series still, exist in the manga, but the manga is better, at least. Do are all these manga formative for you, or mostly enjoyment? Well, I mean, it's difficult because like the series I would have read, 2013, 2014 are probably like largely formative. And now I'm just kind of like, I'm in the manga I read now is probably like in the sphere of enjoyment, where it's like how well it conforms to my tastes that have been shaped by the stuff I read 10 years ago, if that makes sense. My least favorite anime is Amnesia. Shit was so ass to go break from anime. Interesting. Stockholm Syndrome, the anime. I don't even know if I've heard of it. Is it like an adaptation of like the Amnesia games? Amnesia anime? Oh, yeah, this isn't even familiar to me. 6. Winter 2013. Oh, word. There's nothing to do with the games. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the clarification. It looks pretty dooky. Winter 2013. That's when I think I first got into seasonal anime. Yeah, Problem Children Coming from Another World. My possibly favorite isekai. That shit was good. Chifuria, Senyu. I didn't like this one, but I did watch it because I had shorter episodes. Yeah, 4-minute episodes. I think Osama Game is the worst I've seen. I thought it would be. I thought it would me. I fell for the trap card. It has nothing to do with the game. Oh, you thought it would be about the games. You fell for the trap, and I didn't deliver. Damn. I don't even know if this is Wabuki. Horror King's Game, the animation. Oh, I've heard of this before. What year is this? 5.06, damn. 2017, okay. Worst anime I like is Rick. That shit is like a 4. You don't like worst anime you like? That's an interesting sentence. That's fair. I liked Rec a lot, actually. Again, I watched it because my attention span was starting to suffer whenever I watch. I mean, it would be on my list. My attention span was starting to suffer, so I started looking up anime that had shorter runtimes, And obviously, Rec is one of those. When did I watch this? 2014, yeah. That's when I was almost getting out of anime. I might have actually only watched Senyu then. What did I give it, actually? I gave it a 7. I enjoyed it a lot, I think. Do I remember what happened? I don't know. Yeah, fucking Shadow Madcam, bro, gave it a 1. We had some strong feelings here. Wait, what's 18 IF? I kind of missed that one. 18 in it, fam. Oh shit, ads inserted. I hope y'all got ad block. Just nothing, honestly. That is fair. That is fair, you know? Oh shit, Trent's #1 anime is GX. Fucking shout out that guy. I knew he loved GX. I didn't know it was like that though. Sorry. Easily distracted. Where were we, fellas? Okay, half and half. Love this one. I read this when I was trying to find more manga like 3 Days of Happiness. And it was excellent. Still here, GX is your fave. Shout out, man. Shout out. You know, it's interesting, and the reason I've always been weird and nerdy about like indexing media that I'd consume. So like listing the movies I've watched and ranking the ones I liked, and same with anime and manga, obviously. Like I have a letterbox for films, I have a rate your music for music. I even made a fucking album of the year account, which I'm still like slowly updating. I've always been weird and nerdy about this. Yeah, I adore it. Like it's just fun. I did it for games too, actually. What's my RYM? It is right here. I'll put it in chat. It's my name is. I mean, it's still under my name is Doofy, but I did try to change it to Crouton. But it's interesting. I've been listening to 2010's J emo lately, and every time I think of you, I am like blushing. I'm glad you think of me. I'm glad that's what makes you think of me. And I'm always open to recommendations. If you hear an album or something that like goes crazy, you send that to me, brother, because I need more inspiration. I'm kind of in a bit of a like a dry spell right now. I'm having a bit of writer's block when it comes to writing music, so I could always use some Japanese inspiration. Zillakami? Yeah, I was actually I was talking to Eddie Hates Everything last night, and he was just showing me some stuff, and he showed me a beat. I'm like, this shit's really cool. And he's like, you should probably listen to like Zillakami then, because it's pretty much what this beat's modeled after. I'm like, yeah, sure. And I listened to this album last night, and you know what? It was a pleasant experience front to back. There wasn't as many standout songs that I liked, but Black Cat was fucking awesome. And Bleach with Denzel Curry was fucking awesome. Dude, Denzel Curry would absolutely kill on more like guitar driven instrumentals or more like emo inspired stuff. I would fucking kill for like a Denzel Curry emo rap album. The map is what got me addicted to RYM. That map? What map? Yeah, Bleach featuring Denzel Curry. Incredible track. Yeah, I love Denzel Curry as well. I kind of like I fell out of love with rap after high school, and it might have been because of the map on your profile. If you oh, that's right. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, I used to be super into hip hop into high school. Like, I used to do the fucking rapping thing with my friends. It was fun, but I mean, after high school, maybe I just burnt myself out of it, and I kind of just stopped caring, I guess. I stopped listening to rap so much, but I'm trying to reestablish a relationship with hip hop, if that makes sense. Like, I also listen to, what is it? Yeah, this fucking Sampa album. Dude, if you need more super chats, casual takes, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, man. Yeah, I listened to this new Sampa album, and like I hadn't listened to anything like this in a long time, but somebody told me it was their favorite album from the year. I threw it on. I mean, it's not really hip hop, I guess, but it's really not like something I would listen to. I'm very much in my my niche. You know, I've really fully live and breathe that like emo pop punk little niche, and I kind of don't leave it much. But this album, I gave it a fucking 4 out of 5. This shit was awesome, and it kind of reminded me like maybe I need to you know, take a pause in life and just kind of like look out to the horizon and try something different. I also had a moment like that when Slankbot convinced me to listen to the new Lupe Fiasco record. It's not new now, but fucking Drill Music in Zion, and that is genuinely possibly one of my favorite hip hop records. Period. So, you know, I should still flirt with the devil a little bit. Yeah, I'm coming up on my 1200th review. My 1200th review. I mean, obviously, I made this account pretty late in my life, so I'm certainly missing a lot of albums. But every now and then, I'll find a few that I forgot and throw it on here, and we ball. I don't know. It's just fun as fuck. You know what I mean? Music, yeah. Shout out, man. Shout out. Shout out the map. I'm not I'm not nearly as Mr. Worldwide as I think I should be, but 24 from Canada. Who do we have from Canada? Arcade Fire, banger. Arm's Length, banger. Bad Bad Not Good. Don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. What the fuck is this? Oh, they worked on the fucking Turnstile remixes. Okay. That was a good fucking EP. Didn't know they were Canadian that helped remix those songs. Cool. The band, fucking dad rock band. Justin Bieber. Shout out the Bieb, man. Canadian icon. Billy Talent, fucking iconic. Blank Banshee, best fucking vapor artist, period. Best vapor artist, not even close. Michael Bublé, I get down with the boob. Ayo. Castlefield, another fucking underground pop punk icon that just I think they're like dead, man. I don't think they do anything anymore. It's such a shame. This was such a good EP. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn this into like shouting out Canadian artists on my RYM stream. Okay, we've kind of strayed far from God on this one, I think. Let's rein it in, boys. Let's rein it the fuck in. And let's finish collecting my like top 70, and then next time we'll work on getting it to 50 and organizing some shit. Okay? How's that sound, folks? Okay, it's the ho ho ho, it's the Christmas holidays. I have time now. Okay, I'll be around. You know me. I'm not going nowhere. You can't get rid of me no more. Okay, Inside Mari. Fucking fantastic manga. Okay, Oshimi can do no wrong. They the goat. Memories of Imanon. Shout out Manga Crash. Love that guy. The manga. I mean, should I just say Imanon? Because, I mean, obviously Memories of Imanon is, like, the best. But I kind of just want to throw it all together. The plot twist. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was one of those few moments where, like, I felt, like, genuinely twisted. Like, I felt like I experienced a twist. It's sad these breaks only last a month and then it's back to hell. It doesn't have to be hell though, noob. It doesn't have to be hell. Make it your own heaven, okay? Make it your own heaven with some brotherhood. Not the anime, just camaraderie amongst friends. Okay, Mushishi's already there. MW. Naraku no Futari. I bet you guys didn't know I was a native Japanese speaker. How smooth and seamless that fucking pronunciation was. Rainbow's already there, Shaman. That's the Shaman King without the fucking ending. It's crazy to me. It's crazy that this was literally the official ending for so long. Because it's not an ending. It like just stops. Like abruptly. Like before what would end up being a pretty great stretch of like chapters. Actually fucking insane. Book of Human Insects. One of my favorite Tezuka works. Possibly my favorite? Do I have one above it? I definitely like it more than fucking MW. I'm just looking at my shelf because I own most of the Tezuka manga I've read, and I really need to read Message to Adolf. I've really been meaning to for a while, and I know Valen speaks pretty highly of it. I did try to read it once, but I knew I wasn't in the mood for that type of manga, so I stopped reading it, but it might be time soon to get back into that because I do like right now I want to read manga physically, and reading it like digitally has been like killing me. Like I've been reading the Zexal manga. I've been what else have I been reading? I don't know, a few things. I mean, I do have fucking Taiyo Matsumoto's number 5 that I kind of read the first 2 volumes of and just kind of stopped for no reason, even though it's fucking fantastic. And Matsumoto probably has some of my favorite art style in all of manga. I don't know. I'm a weird motherfucker. I can't like stick to anything for an extended period of time, except for my fiance and my friends. I can stick to those forever. Good save, right, guys? Drifting Classroom, you know, fucking phenomenal work. I can't believe it took me that long to read it. I owned it for so long. I'm really happy that I finally read it. Go from the other side. We're not gonna put the French in. The Golden Sheep. She's also another fucking fantastic manga. I don't remember her name. Oh yes, Kaori Ozaki. Am I confusing her with someone else? Yeah, I think I am. Because I mean, she's a fantastic manga. God's Lie is amazing. Golden Sheep is amazing. But the one I think I was thinking about was fucking who wrote Pink? The really famous mangaka. Is it called Pink? Yeah. Yeah. Okazaki's who I was thinking about. She's still alive, but I do believe she got in a crash that stopped her from. Yeah, she was hit by a drunk driver while walking home with her husband. She sustained serious injuries and took a hiatus. As she recovered since then, she's released the occasional work. And never mind. Okay, well, I'm glad there's still hope because she's also like just a fucking generational writer who I desperately need to read more of. River's Edge, fantastic. Helter Skelter, fantastic. I think that's yeah, and then Pink, of course. Iconic manga. I definitely need to read more of her work. Also, Sia Trenton, dog. It was a pleasure to have you here. I mean, I'm wrapping up in like 9 minutes, so you won't be missing much. Drifting Classroom such a mind opener for me, like the possibilities of storytelling. Yeah, absolutely. Like I only just finished it, and I almost kind of want to go back through it again. It was one of the first manga I could really just like get invested in. I need to finish the. I need to watch the film. I couldn't get into it from the artwork. That's okay. That's fair. I'm obsessed with her artwork. Like this is exactly the kind of shit I want to be reading, like visually. Music of Marie. Shout out my goat Furuya. Yep. Throw you down here. You know, so like I said, I think I have 75 manga that rank from 8.5 upwards. And like just looking at the list now, obviously I'm gonna have to cut like 20 of my 8.5s. And you know, Golden Sheep's probably gonna be gone. Music of Marine might not really make the cut either. You know, is your name gonna make the cut? I don't know. That's gonna be discussed next time, of course. But you know, just keep that in mind. These are still all 8.5s though. I mean, depending on the day and if I reread it, my mood, and, you know, some of these could be on the list, some of these might not be. Utsubora. Shout out good manga that wrap up in like 2 volumes, man. If CSM doesn't make it, I'm out. I don't know if my noise cancellation's cutting that out, but I'm like breathing in words very nervously. No, it's in. Okay, spoiler. It is in. It would be like to say that I like let's just like take a look at like a few random 8.5s. Like, do I like fucking Yu Hakusho more than Chainsaw Man? No. Do I like Your Name more than Chainsaw Man? No. Do I like Welcome to the HK more? I might like Welcome to the HK more than Chainsaw Man, and that's valid. Do I like Hunter x Hunter more than Chainsaw Man? Get fucking real. Of course I like Chainsaw Man more, right? I mean, Chainsaw Man definitely better than Durara, all right? I mean, like when you start breaking it down this way, I mean, Chainsaw Man's definitely going to be up there amongst the 8.5s. So you're safe. You're still going to be in, thankfully. I haven't lost you yet. Also, spoiler, I do genuinely think One Piece is gonna make the top 50. I think One Piece is like I spend a lot of time focusing on and highlighting all of the aspects of One Piece that I think are dookie, and I do think it has large chunks of storytelling that I think is booty cheek. But just the parts that I like about One Piece are fucking fantastic, and I love talking about them. And I actually would, I'm gonna say it, I love the One Piece community because those motherfuckers know how to get hyped about their manga. Okay, like any community, there's some toxicity. I don't give a fuck. I think a lot of the One Piece people that I interact with regularly are fucking awesome. Creams would be one. Johnny Star is another one. Um, those were the first two that came to my head when I said One Piece. I mean, Augie's also a One Piece fan. Every time I've interacted with him, he's cool as fuck. Like the One Piece fans I know of and are like regularly in our sphere are like cool as fuck. And just spending more time with these guys, you know, it's kind of reversed all the damage the One Piece community's done to me when I said Water 7 was only a 7. Do you feel on the record One Piece is good? It is. It is. It's 8.5. It's 8.5. That's a pretty, it's in like my top 15% of series, right? I've been reading more manga this year, including One Piece, and I still don't get the hype. I like it, but I don't think it's as great as people say it is. I think for me, being able to like understand that One Piece is an adventure manga, and I was trying to like see it as a battle shonen, and it's not really a battle shonen. Now, I think Marineford's like a pretty battle shonen-y arc, and that's why I fucking talk my mouth off, I chat my gums off about Marineford, because Marineford is like the most battle shonen-y arc in One Piece. That's probably why I love it so much. But once I started to realize that like as a whole, it's more fundamentally an adventure series. It is really like the friends we met along the way, like the manga, and I stopped trying to view it as a battle shonen. I was able to get more out of it, and I think once I just kind of disconnected from the general fandom and my past experiences with them, I was able to get more out of it. Then I saw Secret Dove say Skypiea was the best arc, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe there is still some hope in the universe. Maybe there is still some beauty to be found in the world, you know? And then suddenly, just everything was a little bit brighter, The colors were a little bit more vibrant. The music was a little more, engaging. There was more love in the air, and rock on. I'm Marine for. I'm low key on the Marine side. I mean, that's part of the fun of One Piece. Like, there's so many sides to choose from. There's so many characters to love. If you think of One Piece as a D&D campaign, it's perfect. You you heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. If you skip Skypiea, I will fucking cut off each of your fucking individual fingers. By the way, Skypiea is the perfect D&D. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You knew where to bring it. Not One Piece, not you. Why must you fall to the dark side? Do you compare a series to other things that are similar when scoring, or do you try to rate separately? Good ass fucking question. I mean, is it a cop out to say both? Because as a matter of fact, like I will, I often compare Battle Shonen to Battle Shonen because there's a lot of series that I have as like benchmarks, I guess you could say. Like I can't think of an example of like actually interesting. I think JJK for a long time was like my benchmark for like whether something's like higher than an 8 or lower than an 8. I just thought of whether I liked it more or less than JJK. So I do. There's a bit of that going on sometimes, or like if I'm reading something like this is like vaguely similar to this, like that's kind of I'll transfer the score of the series I've already completed that's similar to it, and then I'll kind of adjust the score depending on how I feel as I read throughout it. But sometimes it's just like I'm reading and I'm like, it does sound stupid to say, but like sometimes I'm reading I'm like this. I think this is just like a 7. Like it feels right intuitively if that makes sense. It really does depend on my mood because like sometimes like if I read a lot of hentai and I'm on like a stretch of shitty manga, then my default might be like a 6. Like I might just like automatically come into a series thinking it's a 6 and then adjust accordingly. But like if I'm in a really good mood, like when I was on that stretch of reading all these like physical manga, like Battle Royale, Welcome to the NHK, Evangelion, fucking Drifting Classroom. When I was reading all those and I was in a really good mood because I was reading good physical manga, like I was honestly just kind of mentally starting off at like an 8. It's weird when you lay it out this way, but like when I think that my general mood about manga does actually have a lot of influence on how I ultimately feel. Like, had I read maybe Drifting Classroom after a spell of reading manga online that were kind of shitty, and then I read Drifting Classroom online, maybe it would have been like a 7.5 or like an 8. But like having that positive vibe and atmosphere, coming off a streak of good manga, I'm reading it physically, like it put me in the mood to give it a higher score, if that makes sense. I used to do that too when I started manga. That's okay, fair, fair, fair. I don't know, it's very situational. Depends on what the manga I'm reading. Have I been reading a lot of manga at that time? I think ideally, I kind of want to come out of manga after having not read anything for a while, and I want to be reading it physically. And I think that's like the most neutral palette. And there, I might just kind of rate something entirely on its own merits. I mean, I'm always rating it on its own merits, but like, I'm definitely referring to other things to make my judgment. I think. I have to think more about that though, about my general approach. And I have to evaluate the truth of what I just said because I don't know how true that is. I'm just kind of talking with what makes sense. I do that a lot. Also nostalgic. You did make a comment earlier that I wanted to skip, but Chainsaw Man better than Toradora? Get real. Chainsaw Man is most definitely better than Toradora. I'm sorry to break it to you. Did the NHK manga differ to the anime? Not substantially, but there are differences. Like if you wanted to re-experience NHK, maybe I'd suggest maybe try the manga instead of going back to the anime again. You're kidding? Sorry. Me when I take a joke seriously online. Have you seen the Sporian Spider-Man video? No, I have not, because I don't really consume superhero stuff anymore. I feel like we try and like a manga more by default if we buy it because there's a sense of value. Yeah, I agree. I agree. When there's a literal investment in it, you are kind of incentivized to like you want it to be good because you put money into this. It's a similar like rationale. It's a similar rationale to like the principle of hermetic labor, where it's like you put something into it. If you put something into something, you want to get something of equal return out of it or more, is the basic principle. Today, Doofy said Chainsaw Man is better than a bunch of manga I fucking want. And listen, bro, you catch me up to Chainsaw Man right now, you see me in a good mood about Chainsaw Man, that motherfucker might skyrocket through the rankings. I don't know. It might be a 9. It could be a 9 right now, and I don't know that yet. Fujimoto's kind of a goat. Listen, he's one Yu-Gi-Oh reference away from it being like a 9.5, okay? So if you know a person, I know you've got some Japanese connections. If you know a person who knows a person, get in contact with Fuji, give me a Yu-Gi-Oh reference in there, and it's Jover. It might even be better than Bleach. We're not going to go as far as to say it's better than Naruto, but it's, you know what I mean? Anyways, I don't know if you talked about it. What do you think of the second part of Chainsaw Man? I didn't read the manga, but here's the people who say it's slow and worse, and people who say it's great because characters. Well, all I gotta say is Dubs did a thread on how part 2 is like objectively not slower paced than part 1 at like the equivalent spot in the manga, which was a phenomenal read. And I actually think I really like part 2. I really like part 2. It's got farther to go before I can say whether I like it more than part 1, because I mean, part 1 is really back heavy for me. I know everyone really, I think that's actually the opposite of like the consensus, because I remember a lot of people used to say Chainsaw Man was rushed. Not rushed, but like the pacing in the second half was too fast, they would complain. And I love that whole section. The second half of Chainsaw Man Part 1. But I think I like Chainsaw Man Part 2 relative to where we were in Part 1 more, if that makes sense. That was cool, but that weekly schedule suffering, that's fair. Well, that's why I like save up chapters and like binge, you know what I mean? Because I have issues with weekly serializations, period. I've always had like problems with like weekly serializations or weekly anime, because like when I really get invested in something, the best thing for me to do is to capitalize on that feeling and just like binge and just keep the momentum going. But the weekly schedule stops me from doing that. But the benefit of the weekly schedule then is like you're reading it with a community of people, which can really enhance your experience of it. You get the theory craft with the future. I mean, like when I was reading Naruto, that was a lot of the fun of being a Naruto fan back then, was like trying to see like where the war was gonna go and like who's Obito. Like, shit like that was like part of the fun, right? So it's a double-edged sword, but I think where I am right now mentally, I would prefer it to like just be done and I can read it all in one go and like have a lot of fun, get that momentum, blah 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 blah. And yeah. Okay, we're actually almost at the end, and I do need to go like really shortly, so let's just do this. How about that? Boom. Manga. NHK is already on the list. Okay. So let me just double check. I do believe this should be 70 if I did it right. If I fucked up, then I might correct it off screen, but oh, 67. I fucked up then. I must have fucked up. It's fine. Okay. Now I know when I hit save as, it actually doxes my name. So I'm just gonna save this on the second monitor. We're gonna call this the top 50 doc. I'm gonna save it on the desktop. That's how you know it's important. Because I only put important shit on the desktop. Look at this. Recycling bin, documents, fall 2023 school, Zexel review, 5Ds review, and the top 50 doc. Also, shout out this person. That's a wallpaper I found on Google, but it's fucking beautiful. Hey, I love you all. This was actually a blast. I missed doing this. I hope to do this more in the future. I might even do it tomorrow if I'm not too hungover. I might continue this. But it's been a blast. I genuinely love you all. I enjoy our community. I hope to engage with you all again more in the future. It was awesome seeing a lot of familiar names and faces. And yeah, we ball. Okay. Good night, good day, good afternoon, good morning. I bid you adieu. Later, Gators.